You're listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
Holy shit, 150 episodes! Holy shit! This is our 150th episode. It's taken 9 years to get here. And that's it. That's always been the goal. That's all we wanted. I was talking to Jeremy before episode 1, and I was like, do you think we can get to 150? And he was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm in for the long haul, he said. And then he left after
Doesn't
episode 10.
like
So pretty close. He got there. He was almost there. Then I did 2 by myself. Then took 2 years off. Then Natalie and Jeff joined, and by golly, 6 years later, we did it, you guys. 150
Well, again, this is your 150th episode. Natalie and I are only in the 130s.
Yeah, you're like 130s. Yeah. And after 150 episodes, I feel nothing. I guess I do feel an absence of something.
Correct.
Which is still something. What have I been doing with that time? What was the point of all of this? To give my children something to listen to when they grow up? Showing their friends how many expletives their dad can say every other week? What does your dad do? He's a firefighter. He just saved a family of 4 from a burning inferno and is getting a medal. Wow, what about your dad? Oh, my dad's on a middling board game podcast that makes jokes about my stepmom's farts propelling her up the stairs. He saved a family of 4 from playing a game called Roll Camera and is getting a metal plate installed in his head that delivers an electric shock every time he thinks about Selena Gomez. Both equally prestigious.
Equal.
So settle in. Equals. So settle in, buckle up, and get out your lube for our new segment called Jeff Moans. Jeff?
What?
Yeah, it's just
It's 2.5 hours.
different ways. Yeah, different ways.
I thought we were shortening the episodes up. Not anymore. Oh, yeah.
That reminded me.
So we go about an hour and a half, and then the back hour and a half is just Jeff moaning.
Just
in
listen
different ways.
afterwards. You just get a lot of moans. Yeah.
Reminded me of the moans that. What's that guy's name? Ribier?
Ribier?
Mark Ribier? What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Marco Rubio. He's a basketball player.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Please let me in.
That's so funny.
That's the funniest thing.
here.
If you have not seen, you're right. It's Mark Rebier.
Yeah.
The Loop Daddy, as he's known by. He has
funny.
this one.
Funny.
It's the funniest thing in the world. He's just at this restaurant. There's people just eating in this bar, and he's just like, let me in. I'm trying to fuck.
It's like half the people are like, okay. And they're like, what is
happening? There's children in
I'm
there.
like shocked how many people like don't
out.
even react. I'm like, what are you doing? Aren't you hearing?
Yeah, but I feel like if you're in that situation before, because that was before he was famous, you might be like, don't look at him.
Yeah, like this is
the weirdest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Somebody get this on
Some
camera.
people are no fun.
And now I think he plays like Coachella.
Like big shows.
Yeah, he's like
man,
huge.
that would be
He's a
fun.
That would be really
see
funny.
him.
I know. Did you guys seriously think we'd make it to 150 episodes? Because I sure did. All day, son.
Of course, all day.
All day.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Why not?
Why not us?
Will we make it to 200?
Other people have
I
done
don't
it. Yeah, definitely not.
question mark.
151? Well, so yeah.
151, we'll see. Let's just go one at a time.
You guys,
Yeah, one day at a
Nerd Fest is 2 weeks from today.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Holy hand grenade.
Yes.
Are you
This
guys
is the last
ready
time you're
for
gonna hear
Nerd
from
Fest?
us before you see our faces?
You're going to see our
Yeah.
faces, unless you don't go, and then you're not going to. Well, you can look up something.
You're not gonna see our faces.
Yeah.
You might be able to Google us.
You'll just hear our
we'll take a
voices
picture.
late.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Fuck no. Are we prepared? No way.
No way.
But are we excited? Not in your life. Do we think despite all this that it'll be a success? No. Stop asking me these questions. No, I cannot wait to see everybody, hang out with
it's gonna
everybody,
be awesome.
and see it all come together at the hotel finally.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot I'm looking forward to, mostly just hanging out with people like you and chatting and everything, and it's going to be like a fuck ton of fun. What are you guys looking forward to most about Nerdfest? Probably the same shit.
Natalie, what do you got?
Well, I'm very excited to see how it works out at the hotel. I feel like it's just a much better space. And I like that we're gonna all be in the same room. It's not like broken up and stuff so much. That's really cool. And we can stay there, which is also cool. A lot of people are going to stay there.
Yes.
So we might see them at breakfast and stuff, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's
Yeah,
fun.
you can be
I'm
their wake-up
excited for
call.
that.
Yeah.
It's time to get up and play games.
But yeah, but
Come
in
downstairs.
general, I mean, if it goes any at all like the last 2 years, it's just going to be so
Just a giant
awesome.
party of people
Yeah.
hanging out.
It's going to be great. Yeah, there's, everybody's so awesome. And even even if you're not listening and you've shown up to these last couple Nerdfests, it's been awesome. Like,
oh yeah, people who have never even heard of us,
Like,
they
who the
just show up
fuck are
because they
you?
heard of a local thing.
yeah.
They
seem to love it.
They love it. Yeah.
And they've come back 2 years and still haven't listened to us. So clearly they like the
True.
event.
They seem to like the
maybe
event more than they
us.
like anybody who shows up to it. I have I'm a little nervous that some of the charm will be gone for those random people. Like
Sure.
the Gamecasters people are just going to all be together.
Yeah.
And, it's almost like a little reunion for a lot of the people that are in the Discord community, to get to see each other. So that's really cool. But I worry slightly about some of the people who go to bigger conventions that are already at a hotel and now they're coming to this one and like, okay, well, this is worse than Grand Con. This is worse than,
Sure.
Smaller than what Michigan used to be or
I get it.
or
Yeah,
UConn.
like, is it worth the thing? Is it worth being? Yeah. But
But I do think
it'll
we
be
are
good.
still significantly cheaper
Yeah.
than all those
Well,
conventions.
a lot of those people were paying to stay in a hotel anyway, and then we're ending up in the VFW hall.
Right.
But even the VFW hall had a little bit of charm because it is a rundown old building. But there was something of like,
Yeah.
you go upstairs, downstairs is small. There's that thing. But
Yeah, it was
you spread
kind
it
of-
out. Hopefully, it still has that same
Yeah. And you have the whole
connection with
building,
people.
which is kind of cool. There's like no one else.
And you're walking
around.
by tables and tables and tables, and it looks really packed, and people are playing next to you and that kind of stuff. So we spread out. But I think it'll be great.
I think so too. I think it'll be really cool. It's definitely going to be a lot easier logistically for us.
Yeah.
We don't have to manage the food
Yep.
like we did before. We don't have to like take out the trash and shut
Make
down
sure the bathrooms
place.
have like,
Yeah, we don't have to like
soap
lock
and
up
stuff.
and like get in there at like 7 a.m. It's like there's an actual team of people who work at the hotel
work
who
there.
will do all of it.
Yeah.
It's not just like wooden tables. I mean, well, they're like plastic, but they're going to be nice. They're going to be like set up, and I'm excited about that. There's going to be a nice concession out and a little bar,
think a
mini bar,
too,
Yep.
like right in the hallway there, which is cool. Gaming company's coming back. That
Perfect.
is
Cool.
actually our only vendor.
Okay.
This time is just Gaming Company. Yeah, we
The
had a few
Dice people,
fall
the
through.
Dice people didn't want to come back. Was
They
it over there?
no, they have another event
Yeah,
already.
conflict,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jester-tastic. They had another event. Everybody I reached out to had something already going on, so I think I probably reached out a little
I
bit
mean, that's
too late.
fine. I know we were a little nervous, or you were a little nervous
It's
just
kind
about
of
the
maybe better the
we
space.
lost the
Yeah,
half
right.
space,
It's
so
it
the quarter-
works
So it's
out
more
better.
space for just gaming.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
really just open gaming, and then you can buy some because Gaming Company will be there selling.
And the library is like bigger than ever.
And the library
is
is
fucking
huge.
gigantic.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge deal. It's really about hanging out and playing anyway with all of our friends.
Yeah,
And
it's about the people. It's always been about the people. It's
Exactly.
It's not. Gen Con is about. I don't want to compare Nerdfest to Gen Con.
Yeah.
But like Gen Con and Origins, they're about the games and the vendors and walking the
Yeah.
hall. And this is about like playing the games with your friends.
with all of our friends. Yeah, they're all there.
And so for people that are out there, we're the three of us are obviously really close to the hall. So I know in the Discord they were like, "What games are you bringing? What games are you bringing?" So really, like my whole library and your whole library is available.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to post in there, but I will. I'll be like, "Here's my board game geek account. If anybody wants to play something, I can just bring it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I might not think to bring Space Station Phoenix, but if somebody wants to play it, I have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And then the gaming library is fucking massive. So
And,
don't
yeah,
feel
we
like
got
you
rid
have
of-
to bring anything.
We got rid of like 80 games recently.
Yeah.
And they all went into the library.
And,
went to the
a lot
library.
of them were games we actually
They're good
like.
games.
Oh,
Just
games
are
we
like,
love.
Yeah.
Like Planet Unknown's in there.
Right.
There's a bunch of stuff in there that like we love them. And so I like that they're in the library. One, because if we ever want it, we can just pull it out of the storage unit and there it is.
Yeah.
And then two, it's part of the library that legitimizes the library and people
There's
can
good
come in and be like,
choices.
"Oh, I can
It's
play
not just
Underwater
everyone's
Cities."
trash or
Right.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there will be, there's a bunch of obviously local people that will have games, but if you are traveling from wherever, you don't feel like you need to pack your bags with everything
Yeah.
that you want to play, because like most conventions, you're going to play none of it, and you're going to play random things. But it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, and just to kind of experiencing the new space and
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
hopefully building or thinking about maybe how to do it next year if it's something you want to.
I know.
taking
I'm
on,
really
or-
hoping that it feels like the next step up,
Yeah.
and not like, oh gosh, did we make a mistake getting out of the comfort of the VFW hall?
Mm-hmm.
I really think there was no way we could stay there. Friday of last year told me like it's too the potential.
It's too small.
You can't. You literally cannot grow.
Yeah, we'd rather be small in this place than the same size in the VFW.
That's exactly right. It's better to have like, oh, we have a little extra. We have less people this year and more space then I don't know where to put you. Sorry. You know, and then if we get a ton of extra people, we have even more. There's even more space in the hall that we weren't able to get this year. We would just get it next year.
Yeah,
Right.
then we know. Like,
And then we can
100
hold
more
up to-
people just walk in.
Yeah.
And it's like, then before you leave on Sunday, you're like, I want to book for 1 year from
Yeah.
now. I want the whole fucking
Yeah,
place.
right.
Give me a
Yeah,
weekend
give me the
that has
same
the whole place.
weekend.
That's what I want.
and then the whole damn shebang.
So I'm it's gonna be great. I'm
I think
really
so, too.
excited for
Yeah.
it. And
I think so too.
You know, selfishly, it's cool for me because it's during spring break.
That's
so I don't
perfect.
have to. I don't have
You
to
have
use.
to take a day off.
You don't have to use any
'cause I
vacation.
probably would have taken like 6. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I probably would have taken Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
But now I don't have to, and we're spending the night on Wednesday with the kids to hang out at the pool and do a mini vacation.
That's really cool. Speaking of kids, if anybody that's coming has their kids, are bringing their kids, my kids will be there the whole weekend. Cameron's going to be running the wheel again, which is cool. We got to actually talk about the wheel
Prizes.
I
stuff.
want to talk to him before he leaves because
Cool. He's very excited. He's so excited about the wheel. This year, he was saying to me just earlier today, he was like, I feel like I didn't man the wheel enough last year. He's like, so what I'm hoping for, he's like, maybe you can do this. He's like, could we set up, like I have the wheel and the prizes. He's like, could we set up like another little table next to me so I could just play games with people there?
Oh,
and I'm like,
next to
that's a
us.
beautiful
course,
idea.
man.
That's what we're
Definitely.
doing. That's totally going to happen.
Right. Or he just he had a teeny tiny table. He could just have like a regular size
table. And just on
Regular
one
table.
half,
Yeah.
he
You
just
get a
he
regular
can-
table.
Yeah,
Right.
come up and play games with Cameron, and he'll play. We'll put a bunch of little games with him, and then he can just play there and hang out and run the wheel. So he was very excited about that. But anyway, all 3 of my kids will be there. So if your kids are there, they're all they want to do is play with other kids.
Yeah.
So they'll be really happy to do that.
Yeah.
So what else is up with you guys?
What is up?
Anything
I'm
happening?
almost done with the first Dungeon Crawler Carl book.
Baby, do you think you're going to
The
move on
book
to the second
segment
book?
Of the
Yeah,
show.
I think so. Yeah, we gotta cut
Bookcasters.
this shit down.
I got
just
stuff to say.
evolving and changing. Yeah. No, again, before you start, this is one I really hoped that even though, because I'm not a big book reader either, I would read a couple a year. At most, I'd read like 3 a year. And I read this first one, and I was like, I think I want to recommend this to Jeff. I was like, he doesn't read. He's not
It's fun.
interested in books, but I think he would like this
Yeah,
one.
and I'm again doing that like kind of half and half. I'm reading it a little bit, listening to it a little bit. More recently, I've been listening to it more because I've been in the car a little bit more. So that's again moves a little faster. So
Is
I'm just,
it your
listening
preferred
easy.
way to take it in if you had to pick?
I think so. But I was telling you before the show, there's moments both when I'm listening to it that I go back and then I read. I'll read
Yeah.
that part because I want to see what it looks like on the page. And then there's sometimes where I read something and I'm like, I need to hear
How they did it.
how the guy
Yeah, how's he gonna say
and
this?
how is Donut gonna talk, and because now that I listen to it, I have their voices in my head. But
Right.
sometimes I don't have the cadence or the
Sure.
Is he joking? Is he not joking? So I like to then
Hear how they
hear
was
it.
interpreted.
So I probably honestly could be done if I didn't go back and randomly listen here and there. But
That's cool that you're doing it
but
that
also
way.
fuck
What's
you, I
the
can do what I
rush?
want.
Yeah,
It's
what do
your
you-
book. Exactly.
You got all the time in the world.
And that's the thing is, it might take it'll take me. I bet maybe. So in terms of pages, I'm probably at I have 100, maybe a little less than 100 left.
Okay.
Which is 2.5 hours of listening. So I'm probably still a few weeks out from finishing that.
The second book is shorter, and then they just get longer.
really longer. That's
Well,
what
the third book is not super long.
Okay.
You can they're on my shelf right there.
Yeah.
You can see book 1 is the pink one, book 2 is that yellow one, and book 3 is the red one. And then book 4 is
Okay.
And then book 5 that I'm on now is I'm on page 600 or something on my Kindle. I'm reading on my Kindle.
Yeah.
I'm on page 600 or something, and it's 75% of the way through.
Okay. I mean, I have the audiobooks, the ones that Amanda shared that.
Oh
listening
yeah,
to
it.
that.
Right.
So I have all the audiobooks
Oh,
ready
cool,
to
cool.
listen. So
Okay,
that'll be
great.
cool. I do think Amazon's trying to fuck me. Okay, here's why.
You're pretty hot.
I bought the first book.
'Cause you're
I
moaning
bought the
sick.
first book, and then as I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Let's check out the second book. And I go to the second book, and why is the second book so much more expensive than the other book?
Do you
Like, I
have?
think you're coming after
Do you
me,
have the
Amazon.
hard copy?
Yeah.
Oh, or hardcover?
Because I bought the first one for $20. Okay. The third, fourth, and fifth book are 22, 25, 20 something.
Oh.
And the second book was $29. I'm like, you little fuckers.
And that's even way cheaper.
I'm like,
That's even way shorter.
You know that's my next book. So now you're going to pump up the third
Yeah.
one? I was still
Oh,
like,
maybe
second one.
I'm trying to fuck you.
Bezos?
Yeah.
I'll skip the second one and I'll read the third
Yeah,
one.
I just borrowed it from me.
Yeah.
I got the first three. You're free now.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you little fuckers?
Yeah,
and
that's
now
crazy.
I know it's the smallest book. Makes me even angry.
Yeah, it is. It's by far the smallest book.
Expensive
It's
and
less
the
ink.
smallest.
Yeah,
Pages.
Right.
You owe me some letters.
So I'm like scoping it out for like $2. Like that. I'm gonna shut down
know,
Amazon.
right.
Yeah.
Base Amazon.
You're right.
Oh, and the other thing I want to say, remember on the last episode I was in that Castle Combo tournament?
Yep.
I won.
Yeah.
Castle Combo
Nicely
champ. Yeah.
done. Hell yeah.
And the only person to kick my ass was Janelle.
Oh,
I think
that makes sense.
I think I was
That
like
tracks.
6-1, and Janelle whooped me in the match.
That's
Wow.
funny.
Yeah, it was fun. That
Do
was
you
cool
know
to
what
do.
the standings were?
I could probably pull them up.
It'd just be cool to know who was involved.
Yeah. So if you talk about something random, I'll
Yeah.
see if I still have
Natalie,
it
you
up.
talk about what's going on with you.
So I just finished the first book of the Wayward Pines trilogy. It's called Pines. It was actually recommended to me months and months ago, I think, by Alan Fullerton.
Oh, here comes the moaning
He
section.
said that it's
Here
like
comes the moaning section.
he said that it's like I think it's a TV show.
She wants to be
but it's
Fullerton
very
of Alan.
different.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And why?
Oh, and it also doesn't hurt that the book is really an anagram of penis.
Yeah, it's called Pines, and he's like, every time I see the side of the book, I think it says penis. But anyways, they're very short and very good. It's like very mysterious. Basically until the end, you're just like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? But it's very good. I enjoyed it a
I like
lot.
that it's
So
a
thanks,
like a shorter
Alan.
book, so I feel like I could get through that
Yeah,
one.
and it's actually
pretty
by
easy.
Blake Crouch,
Blake Griffin.
which is the guy who wrote Dark Matter,
Oh, okay.
which I really liked too.
And that's
Yeah.
a show too.
yeah.
Yeah, I won't read that. I bet the book is
Well, you saw the
better-
show, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the show.
Yeah.
But
For Pines, I think he said that the show is like really, really different than the book. But I kind of just went in knowing that was that author and I didn't know anything about it. So I didn't, hadn't have any expectations, and I really liked it. So I bought the other two in the trilogy and I'm going to read those next.
Boom. That's cool.
boom.
I'm
All right, I
excited
got
for
the Castle Combo stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So me. All right.
Boom. Nice job.
Zamboria.
Oh, Ryan Zombo.
Yep. And then Alan, fully 54. Chicago Meth, who ran it.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right.
I don't know
right.
if running it is a thing or he at least started it up.
He organized it for sure, right?
Yeah. Lance, Janelle, Joe Board to Play, Shelly, Chris Wilson.
Oh, I thought there was only 6.
No, there's 14.
Oh shit.
Sammy
that's
Boy,
cool.
Captain Penantic, Middle Class Joe, OK Ericanator, OG Ericanator.
Damn.
And then Swoozle. So those are the 14.
Wow.
So
Oh, that's
all
cool.
listeners.
That's crazy.
So shout out to everybody. Thanks for letting
But
me
so
win
you
the
didn't
Castle
play
Combo
everybody
tournament.
once?
No, we played 7 people. And then it was weird. So I went like 6-1, and so did
Everybody
it's
else.
Ryan, right?
Ryan Zombo, yeah.
So but I apparently won. There was some tiebreaker that I had. I think I played people that finished higher. I don't know how they did the tiebreaker. I didn't look too much into it. I just was like, I won, and then I stopped.
The gamecasteriest person is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, the person who's been on the most Gamecaster episodes. So I'm glad you didn't play.
Damn,
it.
if I
You would've
played
beat
went
him.
6-1. I could have really done something.
But it was cool. It was really fun. And everybody, again, you start a match, and then people are talking in the chat. And
Oh, so you were
whatever,
chatting with
and-
people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
It's a
Where
cool-
where did this take place?
on Board Game Arena?
Okay.
So Board Game Arena,
They
you can
have their
run
own chat
tournaments.
thing?
Yeah. So you bottom right, you click on the little chat, and you just talk to the person that's in the that you're in the match with.
So
it was
who's in-
just
who's
straight
in
up
your
heads up.
games?
It was just heads up. I don't remember who. I don't remember
Janelle?
all. I played Janelle once.
Did you chat with Janelle?
Yeah. I
Sweet.
mean, I haven't talked. I feel like I haven't talked to her in a while, so I use that as an opportunity to be like,
Yeah.
how are the kids? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep checking flights for her for flying
if
in from
anything
Salt
good-
Lake City
Yeah.
to
Cheap.
to Detroit, and so we're just going back. And she's like, I don't know, and I'm like, just please come.
I know. It'd be so great if they
I
were here.
played. I think I played Chicago Meth once. I played. I think I played Swoozle. I don't think I played Shelly, Joe, but anyway, yeah. So I played half
Cool.
of the
Half of the field.
the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
That's very cool.
It was cool. It was a good idea. So I would do that with any of those quick games. I would jump in on and play. It also got me like 6. Like I played Castle Combo like 20 fucking times.
Right. Get
Game's
a bunch
so
of
fun.
blazing.
Did you? So if you went 6-1, you must have like your elo has probably gone up a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what a good elo is on there.
elo?
It's like your rating basically.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
people sometimes put in the Discord? Like,
Yeah.
I have.
I only know
Yes.
the term ELO from chess because chess has an ELO rating as well, and I think this does too.
Again, I feel like it's just some like
I don't know shit about
old
it.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
who gives a shit?
I mean, it's high because I've also played it outside of just this like tournament thing too. So
Is that your most played game right now?
of the year,
BGA?
absolutely. Yeah, on BGA, yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know if I would have played something 6 or 7 times on there, but I'll just tell you how many plays I have of just Castle Combo. Yeah, I have like 15 plays of Castle Combo.
Damn.
It's like,
Damn.
it's fun.
Damn. And for me, I'm 57 years old. Damn. It's like, why'd you say it like that? It's like, no, I said, damn it. He's like, you listen back. You'll find out how you said it.
Kevin Hart's so funny.
He is funny. All right, so you guys, there's this thing where, have you ever seen this where you make a list on the fly and,
Nope.
yeah, I'm explaining this terribly.
No,
so,
I mean, no, I haven't.
all right, so,
Not like you're doing it bad.
well, I am doing it bad.
Start over.
So it's like it's a blind top 5 list. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a topic, and in this topic, I'm going to name 5 things, and you're going to rank them, not knowing what comes next. So I'm going to say one term, and based on nothing, you're going to order that from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to do appetizers, food apps. Okay.
Okay.
I have 20 apps. I'm just going to roll a d20 5 times, and you're just going to get a random 5
okay.
assortment of these. And so I want you guys to put these in order.
Natalie, do you want me to write your list down?
I think you give them one at a time.
Yeah, but you got to write it
hello.
down so
Okay.
you know.
I can write it.
Natalie.
I'm gonna write it down.
I'll write it down, Jeffrey.
I think he's going to say them.
You don't need to write them.
No, you don't, do you? Natalie, you're funny.
I can memorize 5 apps.
In order.
In the order that you know.
Hello.
They need to be written down, Natalie.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, that would be the top 5. One is the best.
That was the Scarlet thing just there. We'd be like, what's 2 plus 3? She'd be like, so 2 plus 1 and plus 2 and plus 3. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, okay.
I suppose. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Wait, are we doing the same one? The same
Yeah.
list?
Yeah, we're both
I'm doing
doing
it for both you guys.
I thought you had our own.
No.
We had our own. Okay.
Well, no, I think it'll be fun to see what you guys
Okay,
think.
let's
All right,
do it.
Here we go. First one. Cheese fries.
Oh, do we write it down secretly?
No,
Holy
you
hell.
just are going to say where you rank it, 1 to 5.
Are the
Cheese
cheese on the
fries?
fries or the cheese on the side? Where do I write this down?
What, yeah, I know, exactly. Cheese fries? No. We'll say chili cheese fries.
Oh, that's
So what is it?
5.
It's chili cheese fries. I
Chili
did not
cheese
read
fries.
the chili. It's just, it's chili cheese fries.
Devin
That's
would
much
put
better
this,
than cheese fries.
Devin would put this really high. Devin would probably put this like 1 or 2.
Would she really? That's like her favorite appetizer. Is that kind of low for you?
I'm gonna.
Middling, maybe?
It's so messy.
Chili cheese.
It is
I'm
really
gonna
messy.
put 4.
You
What?
just were like,
you were just
that
like,
looks
oh,
awesome.
that changes
Second to
things
last.
from 5.
Well, just cheese fries, I'd be like, I would never eat that.
You have to rank that, though.
So chili cheese fries. So
I know. Here we
we need to
go.
back up. Okay, so
It's like that
Now
famous
listen.
place, but you add some chili and
now
then it's
listen.
like,
So if Ryan said cheese fries, that was immediately a 5 because it was a piece of trash garbage.
Yeah.
Okay. But he said chili cheese fries, and you're like, ooh, that's a different
That's
story.
so much
That
better.
reaction only gained 1
Jeff,
spot.
I know, but listen,
That's what I'm
even though
shocked
chili
by.
cheese fries are delicious, I think there's much better appetizers than that. A lot much better.
a lot much better. There's a lot much
I'm
better.
going to say 4.
I was going to say 4 too, but with a completely different reaction to chili cheese fries.
I know. Jeff was actually going to critique the chili cheese fries. Natalie was
Yeah.
like, fuck yes,
Well, you know
chili
what?
cheese
Also,
fries.
I
Yeah,
just-
4, second to last,
I'll
loser.
just say something else. I heard chili cheese and I was like, my favorite, but really it's chili cheese dip. That's my favorite, not fries.
Chili
Well, just
cheese
pretend you're
dip.
dipping the
Yeah,
fries
dip the
into it.
fries into
No,
the chili
but it
cheese.
needs like chips.
You're
chili
right.
cheese
It's not
chips.
chips and chili cheese. It's chili cheese fries.
Right.
I think my thing that I would not like about chili cheese fries, I do love chili cheese fries. They,
Chili cheese anything.
They soggy up the fries.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Yeah.
sogify
You need to
them.
eat it.
Right, that's why a chip's
It's
better.
it's a mush.
yeah.
It's a mush at that point.
It is.
I feel
but
like
I
picking
still
up
think
the
it's
fries
fucking
is-
delicious.
Yeah, Devin
Like,
would probably put
that's
it
some
up.
good
She'd
shit.
probably put it like 2. I
Would she?
Yeah,
All right, here we go. Number 2, chips and salsa.
that's number
Baby.
1.
Number 1,
Yeah,
I mean,
It's already in the spot.
That's high up there.
He wrote it down.
That's
It's
high up
in
there.
That's high up there
5.
for you
It's
too.
what-
I know. She's like, oh, chips and salsa.
I mean, you can't go wrong with chips
Yeah,
and
chips
salsa.
and salsa is number 1.
I don't know that chips and salsa to me is kind of like pizza, where it's like
there's
you
no-
can have. There's like you can like level out what pizza's better than what other pizza, but I would rather have pizza no matter what it is than not have
Right.
pizza.
It's usually there's
Chips and
it's not,
salsa is
like,
kind of the same.
gross.
I would eat all of the chips and all of the salsa almost
Myself,
anywhere I go.
same.
Another point in its favor is the vast majority of restaurants you go to, they're free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're complimentary with the table. So I will eat that.
I'm gonna say 2 just because.
You're waiting for a better one.
Yeah.
I get
There's a
it.
funny joke about on Futurama. Zoidberg goes into a restaurant. And he's he's hilariously poor, right?
Yeah.
And he's with like his his uncle, and his uncle thinks Zoidberg's rich, and Zoidberg thinks his uncle's rich, and so they're trying to kind of show off
Yeah.
that they're rich. And so the waiter comes over and he's like, "What would you guys like to eat?" And he's like, "Is bread free?" And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "We'll split an order." All right, Natalie, where did you put chips and salsa?
2.
Wow. So there's only one better thing on here that you're going to find than chips and
Chili
salsa.
cheese
hope
fries.
so.
Chili cheese fries. Here we go. All right, number 3, clam strips.
What's a clam?
5.
You never had clam strips?
Is that like
Ryan loves
is that,
clam
I
strips.
fucking
is
love
that a
clam
nighttime
strips.
activity?
Yeah, it just means vaginas.
Please take your pants
You
off.
never had clam strips before? So they're fried,
Okay.
and they're
Fried
Are you saying
clams.
It's fried clam.
Like a strip of clam.
yeah, like a strip of clam.
Almost like a chicken tender.
Do you have to pay hams per clam?
Well, you can't. Don't,
can't pay
don't
too
even
many.
think about getting two hams.
No, 2 hams per just 1 ham per clam. I don't know what that is.
So that's going to be a 5.
Is-
So you've
Yeah.
I'm
never
gonna say
had clam
5.
strips before.
No.
Okay.
I've never had it either.
What?
I've just seen you get them, but
You
Okay.
just watched him eat it and never eaten one?
So you're going. You're going 5-2.
yeah.
All right.
Man,
What do we
we
got?
got
Number
2s and 3s.
Number 4,
Yep.
shrimp cocktail.
Ooh, yummy.
5. 6.
Ooh, yummy.
I like
I
So
do
shrimp
Jeff, you have to put that 3 or 2 now.
I don't mind.
man.
I like shrimp. I don't mind shrimp. I'm going to go.
But what's the last one gonna be?
Well, is
That's
there
the fun.
Is there one more?
Yeah.
There's one more. I'm going to put that at 3. But I do like that.
I'll
So
put it
then,
at
Jeff, you're about to
3.
find your number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shrimp cock.
Yeah, I'll put it at 3 as well. So I'm about to
Tri-cock.
find my
Shrimp
number
cocks.
1 and his number 3.
All right,
This
here we
is your
go.
number 1.
Unfortunately, Natalie's number 1
Cheese
is
fry.
mozzarella cheese sticks.
I'll take that.
That's good. Ooh.
I was afraid it was gonna be something like disgusting.
Let's see. What would you have thought was disgusting on this list? Calamari. You probably
Yep.
wouldn't have liked that.
I don't mind calamari.
I mean,
like
it's I don't
calamari.
think it's disgusting, but it's not. my
Egg
favorite.
rolls.
I like egg
I
rolls.
love egg roll. I would put egg
Loaded
roll too.
potato skins.
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay.
We also had shrimp tempura,
Yep.
chips and queso.
Yep.
Chips
Okay.
and guac.
Yep.
Oh man, there's a lot of chips.
Onion
and.
rings.
Oh yeah.
Nachos.
Jeez, look at Natalie.
Fuck
I
yeah.
know, Natalie wants them all.
Natalie's
Gyoza
shrimp-
or pot stickers.
Natalie's
You didn't even say any of the best ones.
Man, that's the
Roll
point.
random on these. I know that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Natalie's
spinach
clam
dip,
strips over here are getting a little spicy.
dip?
with all these
spinach
ones.
dip, hummus and pita bread.
I would have picked like
And
12
chicken
of those
wings.
over everything on the list you
So
had.
good.
what
That's
is
the
your
point.
list of your top favorite appetizers, Natalie? Starting with number 5.
5 clam strips, 4 chili cheese fries, 3 shrimp cocktail, 2 chips and salsa, 1 mozzarella cheese.
How do you
stick.
feel about that?
Actually, I think it's fairly accurate.
Of those 5.
Yeah, of
Of
those
those
5,
five.
you would order them that way? Would you put chips and salsa above mozzarella
I
cheese
think
sticks?
I might put chips and salsa
I
1.
am a child,
Like
but I
flip.
fucking love mozzarella cheese.
I like them
I-
a lot too, but chips
I
and
really
salsa
like
better.
them, but bad ones are so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I've
the-
had bad mozzarella
You
Where
sticks.
can
the,
order it
where
and be
the
like,
cheese
"Oh,
doesn't
it's
stretch and
so
it's just like
good."
breaks
Yeah, it just
off.
breaks
Or the
off.
breading is good, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then
Yeah.
you get one, you're like, all right, this is a rubber piece of shit.
Right,
Yeah,
this was
or there's,
frozen
like,
and
no
just heated
cheese
up
in
in the
one.
microwave.
Yeah, you dumped a cheese
You're right.
stick
You can
in the
definitely
fucking-
have bad
You
ones.
dump string cheese in the fryer. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that really is all
Mine's
they
the
are.
exact same list except cheese or chips and salsa is 1 and mozzarella sticks is 2.
Oh, really?
Because I have
You have clam strips, which you've
clams
never
for
had.
ham, clam for ham 5, chili cheese fries 4, shrimp at 3, mozzarella sticks 2, chips salsa.
And you're good with that list?
I think so. Yeah, 2 and 3 like that. And mozzarella sticks. Sticks? Am I saying that?
Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks.
You can say stips if you want.
Stips.
Yeah.
And shrimp cocktail. Those could have been swapped. But
Okay,
the other
so-
ones I'm probably okay with.
You had chips and salsa with a bullet
Yeah,
at number 1. I read a bunch of other appetizers. Is it still, if you had to rank them on these other ones I said, would you still put chips and salsa at number 1, you think?
Probably.
Over chips
I
and
think-
queso?
Or chips and guac, yeah.
I mean,
His point
me, it's
about
a
chips
very-
and salsa
Being
are free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that helps.
It's kind of a
You pay
big
for that
deal.
queso,
You
so.
have to pay for that queso,
Yeah.
but chips and queso
We'll
is
split an
pretty
order.
fucking. Is bread fee?
or
Yes,
even like
we'll split it.
chips and spinach artichoke dip or whatever.
That's
Pita
good,
bread
too.
or
Any
spinach
chip
dip
getting dipped into something
is
would be
usually a
number one.
win.
Would be
Yes,
number
I
one.
love
completely
the
agree.
dips.
Yeah.
I also love number one on here was chicken wings. I fucking love chicken
Okay.
wings.
Oh, yeah,
I think
they're
I would.
I always kind of think chicken wings is like a meal. Like that to me is like a meal. Like I would if I
Yeah.
went to a place and it was
Yeah.
on the appetizer list, I would probably get that as my order.
You're right. I don't know that I've ever.
Ordered
Unless
that and been
somebody's
like,
ordered,
I
like, hey,
also
I'm going
want
to
a
order
steak.
wings for the table.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right. I'll eat a whole thing of chicken wings and have a
And
whole
then
pizza.
a pizza. Yeah.
So,
Natalie had a whole steak. Natalie had a 12-ounce steak and then had a whole pizza.
so Natalie,
So Natalie's favorite appetizer is a steak dinner
Steak dinner.
with the entree being a full pizza.
Me and Jeff split one, and we still didn't eat the whole thing. Natalie ate the whole fucking pizza by herself.
When's it gonna be here? They sure should have picked it up by now.
That's the best
It's here.
way.
You're explaining a game.
Stop
Whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, I can't listen to you right now. Some pizza might have been mistakenly not ordered.
Pizza.
Before we get into the game talk,
Wait, there's not another one?
I would be remiss.
No, you have to make
What do you
one,
mean?
Natalie. That's your
Oh.
job.
You
next
enjoyed
episode.
that.
I thought there was another topic.
You do it next time.
I guess we have to create another topic. Where you liked that? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that next
Yeah.
episode. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about something else Natalie and I are doing together that's pretty funny.
okay.
There's this video game that
Oh,
came out,
yeah,
and
I
it
totally
is
forgot.
so amazing. If
It's
you had a
fun. It's
PS5,
cool.
I heard you guys talking about it.
I would be like,
Yeah.
you got to get this, Jeff. You and Devin would have a fucking
Yeah.
blast with this game. It's called Split Fiction, and it's the next game in the from the company that made It Takes Two, which is also considered, I think, one of the best cooperative games for couples.
And we played
specifically.
that, yeah.
Okay.
And we played through that as well. And we're playing this one, and it is so much fucking fun.
It's cool.
And it's really funny sometimes to watch Natalie try to figure out the controls because the game is very intense and quick and fast.
Do you have to use
And
Natalie, and that's not going well? Like, do you have to look and
actually,
move?
she's pretty good at that.
Okay.
You do have to look, and her problem is not looking and moving. Her problem is looking, moving, and shooting.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, I used to not ever play video games. Then I played Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, yeah, we remember that.
And It Takes Two. And I feel like I got to like okay, you're not a completely inexperienced video gamer.
You can
have
handle a
some
controller.
experience. Right.
Sure.
So like when we first started playing, it kind of starts off slower and easier. And you have to like move your camera around and stuff like while you're playing. And
Right.
so like that was something I really struggled with.
Oh, she would be
when I
constantly
first
either
started
staring
playing
straight
video
up at the
games.
ceiling or straight down
Yeah.
at the floor.
Yeah. So when we first started playing this game, Ryan's like, "Wow, I'm impressed. You're actually like using your camera properly."
Oh,
and stuff."
she's doing really well.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is it a third person or is it a
Yeah,
first person?
it's third person, right? Yeah, it's third person.
you can see the whole
mostly.
body kind of
Yeah, I'm
almost in
trying.
person?
I'm like,
You
gosh,
can.
it's not
Okay.
first person, is it? It's mostly third person. There's also like side scrolling elements to it, and it's
cool.
fucking clever and really awesome. But there are some really funny moments.
But you're right though. Like I feel like 80% of the time I do a good job.
really good job.
But
Very
then
impressed.
there's like 20% where like
fucking hilarious. Funniest
goes
shit
off.
you'll ever see.
where I'm just like, this is
Do you
impossible.
do you like spiral out of control? Like once it goes poorly, does it go like even worse? Like you're like, I don't know where to go. And you just
We had jetpacks recently, and you just like hit the R trigger and it boosts you up. And then if you want to stop boosting, you let go.
Jeff
right?
Pack Joyride.
Yeah, Jetpack Joyride. So Natalie's just like woo, 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 all over the screen. She's like dying every second because there's these things
die
shooting at her.
constantly.
And for me, I'm just like slowly drifting through the air,
Yeah.
dodging the bullets and, pew, 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 and like shooting. And she's like,
Everything
and I just see Natalie whizzing by this body. I'm like, what's going on? She's like,
Everything I do is so erratic.
yeah, it's so crazy. She's like, I can't stay alive long enough to tell what's shooting me. she shows back
Ryan,
up and you
help
start,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna help Ryan. You
Yeah. There's some situations where I have to hand him the controller because he's just sitting there waiting for
I
me
can't do this
while
anymore.
I'm trying to catch up to him. But then sometimes, so I'll hand him the controller and he'll like do it for me. But then sometimes we have to work together and he's like, I can't help you with this one
I'm like,
because we
we're
both need to
screwed.
do it. And it's like really funny.
It's constantly just like, oh God, I'm sorry. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do it. I'm sorry. Or me going like, okay, All right, do this. No, do this. No, do this. Now. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm trying to find the buttons.
They're in the same spot you left them.
Yeah.
They're always there.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
So
sometimes
he's at
it'll
the
be
bottom.
like, press X now. And she's like, X. And she has to like tilt her head down. Which one's X? And then it's like, triangle. There's no triangle on the triangle. Oh, I guess there is a triangle.
green one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or there's like the R2 and the L2, like one does one thing and one does the other.
Oh,
They're
she
two
will
buttons.
always hit the wrong one every time.
One's in the front, two's in the back.
There was this one thing I'm like, all right, shoot him. So your right trigger will shoot a gun in this one spot, and your left trigger throws a grenade.
So she threw a grenade.
I throw grenades all
grenade
over
Shoot
the
it right now. Go ahead, shoot it, and use your. Thump. And she's like,
I shot it with a grenade.
it's so fucking
It is
funny.
Is the game like huge? Like, is it blown up everywhere? I'm like
Yes.
not in the.
I
It is
heard
all
that
over
it
the
is
place.
like one of the highest rated, like what?
cooperative couch
Cooperative.
cooperative games.
Can
like-
you play it by yourself? Like one?
No.
Okay, you have to play
straight
two player
co-op.
all the time.
It's really and the story is cool too.
You want to?
yeah,
Sure.
It's
And
Could you play it with someone else? Like
online.
Online?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's cool too because like
I'll
I
just
don't
buy
know.
a PS5.
There's no
I guess.
spoilers, right? Like just the general story.
General story.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it. I don't
I
think
just
it
want to
matters
say
if you
like
spoil it.
I just want to say like it kind of goes back and forth between like sci-fi, like crazy action shooting like things, and then like a fantasy story where it's like nature and whatever.
You turn into a monkey.
Yeah.
And now you get to go be a monkey.
You might guess
know?
I like the nature ones more because
would
it's
think
not
so.
as insane and
Very
stressful.
slow.
Do you get to farm or anything?
So it's
No.
like it's always like puzzles you're solving or like like objectives you're trying to achieve. So yeah, it's not like you can just stop and do whatever you want. There's always like a goal. It's just like what they give you to do is really cool. This, for instance,
Yeah.
it's one we played. So the main story is the two main characters who you're playing are these women who have written books, like novels. One's a sci-fi writer, one's a fantasy writer, and they basically get Westworlded into their own stories. Okay.
But then there's like this glitch in the system.
And so you're kind of hopping
You're
back
kinda
and
going
forth
back and
between the
forth.
sci-fi and the fantasy.
Yeah.
And so this one level we played, it was actually the fantasy writer is like a drawing. She's drawing the book, and I'm playing the character she's drawing in the
cool.
moment. It's so fucking sweet.
Yeah, there's a lot of really
Is
cool
it only on that
stuff.
system? Is
No,
it
I
only
think
on-
you can get it. We played on the PS5. I think you can do it on Steam. I'm not sure if it's on the Switch or the Xbox. I would
I mean,
guess
I
it's
have
on
nothing.
Xbox.
I
know.
guess I have a Switch, but
Yeah, I don't think it's on the Switch, at least not yet. It should be. And if it is, you should get it because I think you and Devin would love
Yeah.
it.
yeah. All right, well, maybe if it gets on
Well,
the
Devin,
Switch at some point.
because she doesn't play. She's not a video gamer, but she plays enough that I think she would be able to.
I mean, yeah, she.
To get the hang
I
of
mean,
it.
she played. Well, her and Jack played through Mario Odyssey, but she was like,
If she can
she
do,
was playing
yeah.
Mario
So if she can
Odyssey.
do Mario Odyssey,
Yeah.
then she can do this easily.
Yeah. And I mean, I die like every 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
like,
So it doesn't matter.
It
It
doesn't
does not matter.
Yeah.
You just immediately come back.
Yeah.
And even if we both die at the same time, which does happen occasionally, nothing
just
really
come-
happens.
you just
Yeah,
both
you
come
just-
back.
You just both
Go
come
back
back
slightly.
and you go back slightly.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
move it over slightly.
move it over slightly.
But it is so funny. I wish I could like record us playing it because
my God.
it's a
You
mix
should.
of like, all right, let's sit down and have a fun time playing a game. And then 5 minutes into it, I'm like, God damn it, I just
Either we're like mad at, all in one sitting. It's like we're mad at each other. We're like, good. You're like, good job. Or you're like, like,
You're mad. You're patronizing her.
Right. Or I'm like,
like,
sullen
hurry
and like,
up.
I'm like,
yeah.
it's like a puzzle we both have to get through, and I've been done for 10 minutes, and she's like, where do I find the starting area?
Or
and I'm like,
one time we were
what have you been doing for 10 minutes? I don't know, Ryan. I was trying to figure out the buttons.
It's mostly like a lot of times too, just like sometimes it's the stressful stuff where like there's so much going on and I can't like do it all. But then sometimes there's like I'm just this pig and there's no rush and I have to get on top of this silo and I just can't fucking stay up there. Or and I'm just trying over and over and he's like, just give me the controller.
I was like, I'll just do it. And she's like,
do
thank
it.
you. Finally. You saw me. Yeah, I do it on the first try. And she's like, oh, here we go. He's played games his whole entire life, so of course he knows what he's doing. And we'll go through a place
You're
and
a
I'll be
fucking
like,
nerd.
she's like,
You're
where
a
do I go?
loser.
I'm like, you go the one place you can go. Well, how am I supposed to know?
Well, most of the time,
There's an arrow.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a little reticle on the screen that you've seen 25 times already.
most of the time I'm just following him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just go where he goes. I don't know what's happening.
A lot of the time, she's facing backwards but shooting forwards.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, you realize you're looking backwards? She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, you realize you're shooting, but you can't see yourself shooting. And she's like, no, I'm looking on the screen. I can see it. I'm like, but your
Not you
character,
personally.
it's like staring into your eyeballs.
She's shooting you.
Yeah. It is so funny.
It is fun.
But it's really
I like
fun.
it a lot. I think it's like very well
So
done.
yeah, if you're like a couple looking for a couch co-op game, you happen to have a PS5 or
Ben and
whatever
M
else
playing?
it's on. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're playing
okay.
too. They really like it.
I know that they do a lot of that
They
stuff.
do
together.
that.
Yeah, I told I was like,
their
oh my
date
god,
night
I gotta
stuff.
play this game.
Did they know about it
they're
before,
like,
or
no,
they're into it?
No, yeah, they're
Cool.
they're like.
How did you know about it?
I was like,
Because
somehow.
Plays video games his whole life.
Yeah.
well, I know that he periodically will look for games like that we could play together.
I
And
didn't.
There's
I
not
wasn't.
like a ton that.
I was not doing that at all. For some reason, it just showed up in a reel. I was playing a
really?
reel, and I saw some people playing, or it was like a commercial for it or something, and it was like, comes out tomorrow, and I was like, what? Okay, and then I
Yeah.
researched it, and everybody was like, I can't
It
wait for this
just
game.
came out,
Oh yeah, it just
right?
came out
Like
like
a
last
week.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Well, okay, we do play video games. We read books. We talk about appetizers.
We watch TV.
Occasionally, we play board games on this board game podcast. Jeff, what have you been playing, my friend?
Been playing lots of stuff. Ooh. Okay. Some stuff online,
Okay.
some stuff by myself, some stuff with other people. Let's talk about the other people stuff.
Okay.
And then I'll talk about the by myself stuff. Okay, Joe's pick was Monday. So if for some reason this is your 150th, you were like, I want to listen to only the 150th episode, play games on Monday with 3 other people. So the 4 of us, we rotate houses, we pick games. It was Joe's pick at his house. We played our 16th something mission of Jaws of the Lion.
Wow.
So we're
okay,
a
you're
bunch-
still in there.
We're bunching into that. Like, we're slow as shit, right?
How many are there?
I think there's 26. I want to
okay.
say.
That's
But
a
I
lot.
think 26 is like start to finish. I think we've done a couple branches of like, do you want to go to this area or this area? And I think we've done something where it doesn't progress the main story. So I think there's 26 main stories.
And this is the
And then-
intro to Gloomhaven.
I know. It's like, I don't see
like a
myself ever
whole game.
playing
Yeah,
Gloomhaven.
full
ever.
Gloomhaven.
This is enough of Gloomhaven, I think, for me. I don't need the characters dying and creating new. I don't
Right.
need any of that. I'm getting, I think, the essence of it.
If
in
Joe
this.
after that picked that though, you would
I
play
have
it.
to go to a game night.
Got to do it.
Yeah, so I guess I would.
Can't not, yeah.
So we played that, and then we kind of got through that one pretty quickly, which was cool. So then he was like, I don't know what the fuck to play. So we ended up picking a game that came out at Gen Con this past year from Pegasus Spiele called Intarsia.
Ooh, yeah, I've been seeing this everywhere.
And we talked about how to say this, and we think it's Intarsia. I
think it's
That's what
Intarsia.
we're going with. We kind of
think
Googled
so.
it. We heard a lady on the computer say Intarsia.
She said it back to us.
So it's Intarsia. Intarsia. And the game is fucking beautiful.
It looks cool.
The cover is beautiful. It was eye-catching, I think, at Gen Con. Like, I remember seeing it.
Is this that Kiesling and Kramer?
Yes. Okay, I honestly think it might just be Kiesling. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened
maybe
to
just
Kramer.
Kiesling.
I don't know what happened to Kramer if he got
Well,
booted.
didn't just Kiesling do Azul?
Oh, maybe.
Or is
Yeah.
it not Azul? He's goes off on his own
So
occasion.
maybe left him in the dust.
Yeah.
This game is going to get compared to a lot with Azul in terms of just the weight level and stuff like that. But I'll get to that point. So in Intarsia, you're like I don't know, woodworking. I don't know what the theme is weird and doesn't ever come through in the game at all. You don't feel like you're doing anything with woodworking.
Okay.
So players get this hand of cards. They're one of 4 colors. Think of like Ticket to Ride, right?
Yeah.
The only thing on the card is like blue.
right.
Okay, on Ticket to Ride. So these are different colors. Okay, so on your turn, you're basically playing those cards to place out these really awesome looking wooden rings and these connectors onto your player board.
Okay.
The wooden rings I'm calling them rings because they're just like they're in an enclosure, but they're very awesome designs and shapes. I don't know if you pull up a picture,
Yep,
but they're
yep, I've seen
they're
'em.
beautifully cut.
I remember seeing this at Gen Con.
Yeah, it was like
and
one of their
thinking
front tables.
Yeah, it was the front table.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Kiesling. Ooh. And then somebody, I don't know if it was at the table, somebody was like, it's not that good. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I don't need it. I don't know who that was. though.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
So you're basically playing those cards to put out the matching ring colors onto your board. Using things like wilds, you have to pay more for these inner rings. So the rings are, what is it called when you like have an outer ring and then you place the inner ring inside and then the inner ring inside that?
Nesting dolls.
Nesting. They're nesting rings.
You're nesting them?
Okay. So as you play, you add these rings to the board. You also add their innards to them as well. And like if you're playing the outer ring, it's 1 matching card. If you play one of the middle ones, it's 2. If you play the inner ring, it's 3. If you play the filler piece that goes in the middle, it's 4 cards. So you're trying to build up more cards of the same color to then place these rings and sort of fill them in as much as you can. And every time you play a card or you place a ring, you get some amount of cards back for the most part, other than the first one. So you're sort of like replenishing your hand as you're going through these rounds. And you're working to sort of get these goals. So there's a bunch of goals out on the board, and they're basically every single color of the rings have like, all right, I have 2 red rings out on the board. I get this goal. I have 3 blue rings that all have 2 innards. I get this thing, right?
I like that you're saying innards.
And each of those goals have these icons on them, and they give you points. And if you get the same icons, you get cascading points. So if I get a saw icon worth 2 points, and I get another saw icon worth 2 points, I would get 4 points that round because they like cascade.
Cool.
So you keep doing that over and over again until you run out of cards, and you do that 3 times. The game was good. Like, it was good. It's going to get compared to Azul like all the time.
It's that weight class?
I see. Yeah, it's that same weight class. It's got a similar like efficiency puzzle kind of thing. So first of all, the game's beautiful. The components are awesome. The stacks of these wooden things, they fit into each other really well. There was not a time where I felt like something was miscut, or, when you make this intricate design and you fuck one thing up, like, now that thing doesn't fit into the other thing. But everything was like really smooth, and I was like, okay, good. Because I was a little worried about all these little pieces or just little fiddly kind of things. But my favorite part was like this efficiency puzzle of like, all right, I'm going to play 3 yellow cards so I can get the 3rd piece of my yellow ring.
Yep.
And now because I played 3 cards, I get 2 cards back. So now I'm going to take 2 green cards from the pile, because now I have 4 green cards in my hand. So now I can play 4 green cards to get a connector. Because I play 4 green cards, I get 3 cards back. And now I'm going to take yellow cards. So it was like this thing of you play a certain amount of cards and you get cards back -1. So the hand is dwindling down, but at a really slow rate. And you just have to sort of figure out the efficiency of like, how am I going to get my engine in my hand sort of going as much as possible? And it's, again, one of those games you want to take as many turns as possible. You want to keep going and going and going. You're like, oh, I got this going. So it felt like little tiny, pizza combos in your hand as you're like, as you're sort of playing those. And that was fun. I like that a lot. There was a race to these common objectives too. So we have 4 players. There's only 2 for each of these objectives. So you're also trying to race. I see Joe has 2 blue rings out there. I have my 2nd blue ring. Do I want to play a blue card to put my innard in there to then get the goal before he's going to do it? Does he have the blue cards? So that race was really fun. Also, turns are like lightning fucking fast. Like,
I love that.
You're done instantly.
Really?
Like, there were multiple times where I played like 2 cards. I put my thing in there. Ryan's already done with his turn, and I'm like, I want a red card. Where you're just kind of, you can just keep moving and moving.
Fucking great.
There was a couple times where I'm like, I need to stop because Dave's still picking a card. Bill just finished. I'm like, let's just pause for a second so we can catch back up. And that felt really good for a game of that weight where you're not sitting there because you're not doing a ton. You're paying cards and you're putting shit on your board.
But did you have the feeling of like, quick. I'd still rather play Azul?
I don't know. Like, I've played a shitload of Azul.
Yeah.
So
you don't need that anymore.
When I read the complaints online where people are just like, I would rather play blank and fill in the blank of that category, right?
Yeah.
Azul, Century, Spice Road, Splendor. It's all in a similar little bit of engine, little bit of efficiency puzzle. How can I get it going better than everyone else?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I get it that people are going to say, I'll just play this game, or this is just another Azul reskinned into something else. But none of that kind of stuff bothers me.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd rather play like just regular Azul because maybe I've played it so many times.
Yeah.
This felt fresh enough where it felt different enough where I didn't feel like I'm just playing Azul.
Yeah.
And it also didn't feel like I was playing a sequel to Azul. Because when I played the, Stained Glass and you play the Queen's Garden, all of that still to me felt
The
like I was
Azul
playing
family.
Azul with a module.
Right.
This didn't feel like I was playing Azul with a module.
Yep.
So I get like the complaints. I would say my major complaint was I don't know if the replayability is in this game at all. I think the game is going to feel the same almost every time.
Oh.
It's not it's not bad because again, for us, me and you guys, like we might play this game maybe one more time this year.
Yeah, maybe.
And then once next year, right?
Yep.
And then that's fine. But if it's something where you're like, I want to sit down and
Figure this out.
explore the game, the discovery's low. There's no more
There's not much
objective tiles. There's no more ways. There's no more things to add. There's another side of the board that you can flip over, and everyone has a slightly different board to place your things on, but that's not enough to make the discovery really like, oh man, this game's felt really different. But like when I played it, I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is cool. I would play it again because everybody needs an Azul type game in their collection.
If it doesn't have that replayability, is this a game you would recommend?
I mean,
Because Azul...
it depends on who.
Well, let's say
Yeah.
you haven't played either of these.
Yeah.
I feel like Azul's got some pretty decent replayability.
Yeah, I would play Azul. I feel like Azul has more. What I think makes Azul stand out is the interaction of taking those things. You're like, I'm taking something from the board for me, but I'm also kind of taking it from you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to complete my rows and columns also. Like, I'm doing my own puzzle here, but I still need to take from the middle. I didn't really care what everybody else was doing. Like, yes, we're racing for those common objectives, but you're going to get them. Like, people are going to get a bunch of objectives. We all had a shitload of objectives. The board was almost clear of objectives. But I think the tenseness that Azul has with the circles where you're taking it, and then the one goes in the middle or whatever.
Yep.
And then at the end, you're like, oh God, what if I end up with all that shit at the
Right.
end? And then I'm screwed. That tension makes Azul special. I think that's why everybody loves it.
Yeah.
There's not tension in this game other than your cards are running out, but you can see that tension happening as you're playing. So like it's I would say it's better than good, not great for the play or two right away, and then it might start going down
off, yeah.
as you play it. Personally, I would love to see I would just love to see a blank player board, and the objectives not only be the rings that I'm playing, but also like the pattern that I'm playing, right? Because then it adds another layer of like, I need 2 blues, but now I need them next to each other to maybe get both of those
Right.
objectives or something. So I don't know if there's like plans for this game or whatever, but yeah, so low replayability, maybe low discovery, is it? Like, you can always play the game over and over and over again.
It's got a... alarming, is that the word? The rating is
Yeah, it's kind
pretty
of middle,
low.
right?
What
Is
is
it like
it?
right at
It's like
7?
7.1.
Yeah.
But there's only 749 ratings.
Oh, okay.
So it's not... But I feel like that bodes bad.
Yeah, usually would start high.
Usually, if you see like 9.3...
Right.
740 ratings, you're like, okay, it's
Okay.
not a 9.3.
Come down to earth.
But if it's already being rated this poorly
Yeah.
at a 7.1 with
So, and I
that feel,
think-
I wonder what that means for the
Maybe
game.
with Kiesling's name on it, people are looking at the other games and going, I'd rather play the blank.
Yeah,
and I
it's
get
hard
that.
not to
Yeah.
compare. I mean, he's an A-lister.
Yeah.
You know, he's got some fantastic games under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so people expect, it's kind of the thing with Uwe Rosenberg.
Yeah.
You know,
You better
if
make a fucking banger.
you better make a banger every
Yeah.
time,
Better be off farming.
or you're, or you're fucked. Or you're fucked.
I do want to play. Do you have that Black Forest? Is it Black Forest?
It's in the library now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we have.
But
Because
we
that's
have
his
it.
game. That's a Uwe game, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This is a new one.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Do you want to talk
You
about
want
the
me
game
to talk
we just
about the
played?
next one? So
Yeah, why don't you talk about the game we just played? And then
I-
I'll-
I've
saying
said
the
this-
name of it.
I've said this. No, I don't. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to say it again because somewhere along the line, there's somebody who hasn't heard the show before.
why
Jeff brings games over before the show, and we tend to play them. I've been kind of touting the Lord of the Rings trick-taking game for a while, but I haven't actually learned it, so we haven't played it yet. So that is coming. But then, so Jeff brought over a game today that I've heard a lot about.
Yeah. It's a thing. It wasn't like completely unknown.
Yeah, it wasn't an unknown game. A lot of times you'll bring over games that maybe haven't come to
what the fuck is
Kickstarter,
this?
they're about to come to Kickstarter, or they've had a very small release somewhere, and it's we play it and get a big release, and they're always usually really fun. And this is no different. This game's called Knarr,
Arr.
and it's about Vikings or something. The art's really fucking
like
cool
Knarr.
on this, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Ben Knarr, except it's Knarr. No,
K-N-A-A-R?
Knarr.
Is that right?
Yeah, Knarr. Or is it KN?
One A, 2 R's.
Yeah, KNARR. Like I thought.
Yeah.
Natalie, I said it right the first time. Natalie.
Isn't there maybe it's K-N-O-R-R? It's like a brand of
Oh, pasta sides.
seasoning. Nor. Yeah.
But that's not
It's like
two
pasta
vowels.
sides.
That's KNOOR.
No, O-R-R.
Yeah, but I said KNARR, and you were like, no, I think it's KNAAR. Oh yeah, there's this other thing, KNORR. What is this?
What?
But then
no,
you weren't
I was,
making the
when
po-
he corrected me, I was like, it reminded me. I was like,
Oh, the
it's
correction
like
reminded you.
Nor.
I see. Yeah, but it's Knarr.
So let's talk about pasta
Knarr,
sides.
it's not. Yeah. All right. So your top 5 pasta size. So this game is by Panda. No.
Yeah,
Pandasaurus?
Pandasaurus,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pandasaurus.
course it is.
Little card game, right? What are they doing with all these little card games?
I hate that I love all of them so much.
It's perfect because I feel like we're getting a spate of these in the last year or so, and that's exactly the kind of game I want to play. Is the game like this or Far Away?
Yeah.
Or Castle Combo.
Yeah. Pixies.
Or what's that other one? Yeah, possibly Pixies.
Yeah.
There's another one I'm thinking, Rivages.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
Rivages.
I know it's not necessarily
It's
a card
in
game,
that
but it's like those little
wait
kinds of
time,
games. Like
yeah.
that's what I want to play right now. And this game, I usually when Jeff brings game over, I'm like, okay, we'll see what this does, and then it wins me
fine.
over every time. This time, I was like, I'm ready for this. I think I'm gonna like this game. And so what's happening in this game is we're Vikings, and I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we're
assembling
we're
our
Vikings and assembling them. Doing something.
We're going on vacation.
It's basically like a set collection and engine optimization puzzle where you're really trying to collect a certain type of cards to gain a certain type of resources to trade them in and score a bunch of points. So the way you do it is you start the game with there's 5 colors of cards. You start the game with 2 cards. Now they can't be the same color. Right? They can't be the same color.
Correct.
So on your turn, you also have a hand of 3 of these cards. And the cards have a color, and then they have a little symbol at the top of them. And the symbol is going to be something you gain when you play it to the table. And so on your turn, you can either play one of these cards to the table. And if you play it to the table, you have to play it on another card of its same color. So if I play a blue card that has a helmet on the top, I have to play it on a blue card on the table. And then when I play it so that it's kind of cascading, right?
Yeah.
So the symbols are still available, and when you play a card, you then gain all of this stuff. If you've ever played Everstone, you kind of know how this works, right? You get everything top to bottom on the card, and it's great. And then once you get that stuff, you then pick another card, and your turn's over. The other thing you can do is once you've accumulated enough stuff, you can then spend those cards and potentially other resources that you've collected to then basically purchase a different type of card that gives you points. Now, this is nothing you haven't seen before. There's not, and we say this a lot too, there's nothing in this game that I was like, oh, wow, that's so different.
Yeah, you explained that, and you could have explained 6 other games off the top of my head.
Copy, paste, a million other kind of games there. And so you might think, as I'm explaining this and you're listening to it, you don't know anything about Knarr, you might think, okay, what is it about this game? It has what I think is a really, really, really good balance. It seems for this a game that's kind of, I mean, it's not kind of, it's random, right? You're playing a card game. These cards come out at the beginning of the game that you want to try to score. And they basically have cost requirements on them of cards that you need to pay that you've collected in front of you.
Yeah, 2 blues, 2 reds.
2 blues and 2 reds. If you have those, you can get this card. And this card will give you a certain number of points. So now let's say the first 3 cards in our game, they all required yellow cards in some combination. Jeff and Natalie were able to kind of, like, Natalie started the game with one of her 2 cards was yellow. So she's already got one. And then the first of us to acquire another yellow card was Natalie. So now Natalie has 2, Jeff and I have 0. Then Jeff got one. And then Jeff got another one. And now Natalie and Jeff both have 2. And I have 0. And I'm, in my head, I'm like, don't like that. Because I feel like under no fault of my own, I'm behind. And I have no way to get any of those cards that score points. So, okay, this is a fine game so far, but it's got this randomness. Now, another cool thing, on the top of these cards that I talked about that you're playing to the table, they have symbols, and the symbols give you stuff. One of the symbols gives you a helmet token. These helmet tokens you can trade in for a number of different things. The first thing that's cool about them is they're wild. So if you are going to get one of those cards, these helmets will act as whatever color you need. So if I have 3 helmet tokens, I basically have 3 yellow cards.
They could be the yellows that you're missing.
Yeah, and so those helmets really helped me stay competitive in a game where otherwise I was like, this kind of feels a little random. And also, if your fellow players are scoring those cards in front of you, there's other cards that you play to the table, and they just give you a victory point. And so let's say I play a green card with a victory point on it, and then I get another green card that has a victory point on it. I play it on that first green card. Now I'm getting 2 victory points. Yeah. Then I play a third one. Now I'm getting 3. And so you're kind of holding court with the other players who are getting rid of those cards that they're playing,
Yeah.
where I'm building up a little bit of an engine and getting myself points. And once that opened up to me, I was kind of like, okay, there's a lot of randomness in here, but there's a lot of little tiny ways that you can kind of see that you can keep up. Or not
what you
fall
have.
behind
Yeah.
with what you have. You're not completely hosed. Now, that's not to say you can't get hosed, but I never felt in the entire play like the randomness fucked me.
Yeah.
Because like the game ended, we were within 10 points of each other, I think. Jeff won. I was 5 points back. Natalie was maybe 5 points back of me.
And it was closer than that.
It was like if
I
we had an
didn't
extra
end it-
turn, we probably would have been able to.
I didn't end it
be
on my
similar.
turn, and we went back around. The two of you would have probably ended it on your turns, right? Like you had enough to then make it. If it was another round, we all probably would have been on top of each other. Sexy.
Yeah, because we were kind of jockeying back and forth the whole
Yeah.
game. And I thought it was really clever and interesting. So we talk about constantly the thing. I think the thing in this game for me was the balance. That was what I noticed the most after playing this. I was
Yeah.
like, I did not feel screwed over, but it also wasn't like we were all. I also don't love games where they end and the score is 41, 40, 39. And then you play again and it's like
Yeah.
42, 41, 40.
Right.
Because that
Yeah.
to me is like, okay, we all did the same thing, basically.
Where there was, I think Natalie and I did almost the middle, like we did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Where we did this, we did the
Typical
little
me.
things, and you did more of one thing.
Yeah.
And again, we ended close to
Pretty
each other.
close.
And
It
that's-
almost paid off for me
Yeah.
doing that one
Right.
thing.
Or kind of like what you said, like it's sometimes you play games and you're like, this seems like the best option. But in reality, in this one, like anything that you go for is good. And so it's like not like if you chose this or you get stuck with this, that you're going to be like behind, But if you like, if the cards fall where this is what you tend to be getting and you go for that, then it's going to benefit you in some way and keep you in the game.
Now, I don't know how tested this game was, how developed it was. I like to think that this game was really a lot of fucking time was spent developing and balancing this game. And I feel like a big difference in a game's success or failure can rest on the edge of that balancing sword.
Yeah.
And you can tell if a game has like, I thought of this cool idea and I play tested it with a couple friends of mine, and then now I've got a Kickstarter and it funded and we put it out and it sucks.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it sucks because it's like, well, you fucking should have played this with 100 people
100
more.
times. Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
100 people 100 times that aren't your friends.
Right.
So people can not necessarily, I'm going to break your game, but people can
Give you
play it
true
and be like,
feedback.
Yeah,
this,
and be like, oh, I
this
didn't think that
happened
would
in this
happen.
game. And so it feels like this could have gone badly. It could have at the gate. I'd have been like, well, I didn't get any yellow cards, and then I'm punished for that.
Yeah.
and it didn't do that, and so it made me think like this is why games succeed like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything revolutionary. It's not breaking the mold, but it just does everything. It seemed to do everything really, really well, and I
It
was
seemed
appreciate
like right
it.
out of the gates, if we were 3 turns in and you just took a snapshot, you'd probably be like, Jeff's going to win by a lot.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Because there was
Jeff's
this,
gonna win
so
by
there's
crazy amounts.
this like reputation track that you move up and you it's an income.
Yeah.
And the income is points.
Points.
And you're racing to points. Similar like After Us. As soon as you get to 40 points, the game ends. So if it's in 10 rounds, it's in 10 rounds. If it's in 20 rounds, it's in 20. And so you're racing around this thing. And I got up on this point track
Early.
pretty early. I was getting 3 points. I got it a few times. I'm like, okay, I'm getting points. And then, but every time I looked at the board, I'm like, Ryan and Nelly are right fucking there.
Yeah.
How are they getting points? You know? And then Ryan would be like, I'm playing this red card and I got point, and I get another helmet, and now I can, in the next turn you can spend the helmets to do the thing. And
Yeah.
I wasn't getting any helmets. Natalie had a shitload of cards. And I would say Natalie's bad luck was probably her location cards didn't flip out with the card she had.
Yeah.
So that could have been
Right, because you guys had 2 of the what are the top cards called?
I don't know. I just have them all. They're like B locations. They're just like a
Yeah.
bigger point location ones.
Right, but yeah, so like those cards, you guys had 2, or you guys had 3, and
Yeah,
I
I
had
had
2.
3.
But if I had one more, I would be like on top of you.
Yeah, you'd have
guys.
been right where we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, and it's
So timing is a big
My,
thing in
like,
this game.
so my thing that I liked about it is like you build this engine of Vikings where you have like I have 3 red ones, I have 2 blue ones, and you sort of build this engine, and then you have to kill that engine to
Yep.
get these points.
Yep.
And when do I kill the engine to get the 9 points? Let me look. Okay, maybe I can like no thanks this.
Ryan and
I
Natalie
can
aren't going to
say,
get this anytime soon.
I think he's going for the blue ones.
I actually did that before because I was like, I was like, I want that, but I don't want anyone else to take it. But I like would look around and I'm like, could they get it even with helmets? And I'm like, no, like you don't have any yellows. You don't have any yellows. Like
that's not like you.
I know, but I was like, I only thought that because I was like, I want to. If I just do that now, my yellows are gone, and I want to get those 2 extra.
Yeah, you want to
points.
get those again.
So if I can play one more yellow, or like I don't want to get rid of that instrument that gives you like pushes you up on the reputation.
Yeah.
So if I play one more card, and then I can keep that because I have 2 other ones. But then I'm like, can I afford to wait another turn? And that's why I like looked at yours.
Yeah, I thought that was just
for you.
It was just really like
you.
that part was really well done, and that's where there was some tenseness and decisions where, I go back to a game like Pixies that I really liked. Pixies has a lot more randomness because you could get more screwed with the card drawing. They flip over, you just have to put them in a spot.
You have to put them there. Yep.
And again, I have to put that in this spot. So that was. I still like Pixies.
And I feel like even that game, I didn't feel like, I'm fucked over.
Right.
But you're right.
But this, I feel like I had the extra decision point of when do I kill this engine to do this? And also not only is this engine going away, you're just turning this engine into like a location card engine. Because as you get more location cards, you can spend these like bracelet tokens to activate the location cards to get you stuff. We looked at this, we were trying to figure out on the last turn how everybody could sort of maximize.
Yeah.
So like I got to 40 points and then we were all looking at Ryan and Natalie's turn, like, okay, what could we do?
Yeah, well, what's the most
if
points we
Ryan
could
had
get?
one more helmet, he could have brought a location tile over and then activated all of his location tiles for like 5 or 6 more points,
Right.
which is just as much as getting a location card.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
huge.
right.
And I think that was really cool. And I even thought about what location card I wanted because like I don't have any bracelets, but the left one gets me a point. I always have one bracelet. I
Right.
get one. So yeah, the balance I liked. It was just like it felt cool. Like the game was again smooth. Rules teach was 5 minutes. Game took 15, 20. Like, and again, you felt like you made real decisions. You worked like you had agency in what you were doing.
Yeah.
So again, this is just like
I felt like it was
fucking Panasaurus.
very well designed.
And I like kind of like you said about that other game that you played. I felt like the turns were like lightning quick. Even if
Yeah.
you had to think for a second, they were still really quick. But when you like knew what you wanted to do, like let's say like I played my card, took my stuff, picked the next card, turn over. Like
Yeah, there were
so
sometimes
quick.
you're like,
Very
are you
fast.
done already? Like,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
oh, are you
yeah.
done?
I'd be
Right.
like, oh, it's your turn, Natalie, just so you know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a winner.
Oh, that's
for
what
me.
you were
Get-
like.
Yep.
You'll always go after me.
No, I didn't
That's
say
more
that
like-
until you were like, is it my turn? After it was my turn.
Yeah, another one I'd recommend is just go and buy all of
loved
these
it.
size box
Yeah, that was
Pandasaurus
Yeah,
games.
I would play any of these anytime.
Yeah.
You bring this out, you bring Pixies, you bring Faraway, you bring Castle Combo, you
Yeah.
bring Rivages, you bring name
So,
5 more. I
think
would
that'll
play
be-
all of these.
That'll be like that will be a permanent thing all weekend at Nerdfest. It's
Yeah.
like those games. If you are really wanting to like, for some reason, play games with the 3 of us, I think those ones are easy
That's the
ones
best
to like
chance.
load up. And
Those are the best chance
Yeah, like
for me.
It's gonna be hard to sit down and play Kanban and
Yeah,
like,
no,
I don't,
that's not
I don't have
happening.
4 hours. to-
Yeah, you got
Right,
20
that's
minutes.
not
I do.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
exactly. Sweet. What else you got, Jeff?
Yeah. Okay. I have a game. I have a by myself game.
No.
With my by
with-
myself.
With by myself. You see the new the
Yeah,
50,
the 50th
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Will Ferrell's like, I think I love you.
Oh my god.
Okay, this game is called Grove, the 9-card solitaire game. Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Double check this for me with Grove.
Yeah.
Grove is from Side Room Games, and I think Side Room Games
feel like I've heard of
also
Side Room
makes
Games.
For Northwood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for Northwood.
Okay, and for
and
Northwood-
Maquis.
Yeah.
I had Maquis. And then Black Sonata. Oh,
And they're
I
all
played those
are they all
games.
solo?
Yeah, they're solo games.
Okay, so I don't know if Side Room only does solo games, but For Northwood is awesome. Grove is also really good as well, and they're like really small boxes.
Yeah.
Grove is the same sort of box as For Northwood, where it's like slides out
Okay.
the bottom,
Yep.
it slides back in.
Yep.
This game just sort of popped up in a few different places, and I think I was influenced by how much I've been playing Confusing Lands and Gentle Rain, and just like really quick
Oh, you have been playing Gentle
little
Rain?
games. Yeah, just here and there. Confusing Lands more so than
Cool.
Gentle Rain, but Grove is, spoiler alert, is going to probably be in that rotation of like quick games I can play in 5 minutes. I'm such a solo gamer now.
You are you're a solo gamer, you're reading.
Do all the different kinds.
Only in small increments with very short games. Okay, so yeah. So this is that pocket game that you can play in between, like, oh, we're finishing up a game, let's play this thing next, and you can just play this Grove game really fast. So you shuffle up 9 cards, really cute art, and And the cards are broken down into a 2x3 grid, like every fucking apparently solo game that I play. So you have 9 cards. Actually, the deck of cards is 18 cards, and you take half of them. So it basically wants you to play the game back to back. You play with the first 9 cards, you put those away, and then you play with the next 9 cards.
Got it.
It's sort of how it. That would be 2 plays. I would log that as 2 plays. Thank you very much.
Fuck yeah.
So you place 1 card out there, and then you draw 2 cards in your hand. And on your turn, which is you only have your turn, you place one of those cards into your like tableau, right? Onto the one card, covering up a section. Again, this is like Confusing Lands and every other game where you take a card and place it on top. The 2x3 grid has 3 different colors of different like fruit trees. I don't know if they're like lemon, oranges, and apples or something.
Yeah.
And
Green apples.
and then some of them are blank. I mean, sure, they might all be fucking apples. Yellow apple,
Orange apples.
all the same.
No, they're definitely lemons. I'm looking at the picture. It looks like a lemon.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, is it
an
green
orange.
apples? It's not red.
Oh, yeah.
it's not.
I think
maybe
it's.
It's definitely orange. It's definitely orange.
No, it's orange. Yeah, yellow,
Yeah, orange,
oranges,
yellow, and
and,
green.
then there's green. I'm guessing the green are the apples.
Sure.
Or
Pears.
limes. I don't know.
Yeah, something. They're all that color circle. So as you're placing them, you can only cover trees that are the same color. So an orange tree can cover an orange tree.
Yeah.
Or it could cover a blank spot if you want, but you can't cover a green tree with an orange tree, right? And at the moment you cover
It is limes.
2, oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it oranges then?
Oranges, lemons, and
Oranges.
limes.
Okay. So the moment you do that, so the moment you cover a tree with a matching tree color, you add a die to that space on the board, equaling the number of fruit that's on that tree and that you covered.
Oh, that's cool
So
looking.
an orange tree that has 2 fruit on it, covered by
Orange
another orange
2.
tree
Oh.
with 1 fruit on it,
Orange
you would put a
3.
3 on top of that. And then if I then put another card on top of it, and that was a 3, I would flip it to a 6. So now I have 6. So it basically says how many of that fruit is underneath that dice. And then you draw a card, and you keep doing that over and over and over and over again. If you get to a point where there's like 6 or more, it becomes like a 10-point space. And if you get I think 10 or more, it comes a 15-point space, whatever. You do that until you've played all the cards, adding all the dice on there, and you add up all the pips on the dice or bonuses that you've done. And then you get that number. So you get 45 points, and it says in there, you like trees, right? It gives you, and then it's like, you got 24 points, you're a tree killer. You know, I don't know what the fuck it is. So it gives you like these rankings, these silly rankings that no one cares about. So I played it a few times now. It's definitely entered, again, that quick solo game rotation, easy to just have out. To play back to back. It's a small travel box, can fit in your
But
pocket, butt, right in your dick.
Fit it right in your dick hole.
Right in your butt.
Just shove it in your dick hole.
Just, and then pull it out when you're ready to play.
Wrap it up in your foreskin.
It can fit anywhere. Just stick it anywhere. Art is beautiful. Color scheme is really cool. This like yellowy thing, this yellow sort of vibrant. But also dull at the same time. I don't know. It's weird.
It is vibranty
it's like
dull.
bright, but yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Dully vibrant.
but it kind of pops off the table. The use of dice is really, really cool.
Love that.
The puzzle of where to place the card is sort of is a fun puzzle because you can't cover things that aren't alike, but you need to. So you want to try to set up like, all right, there's a red and yellow next to each other. Or orange and yellow next to each other. I can play an orange and I have a card that has an orange and yellow next to each other this way. So I can place it so that I'm getting both of those ones. I'm adding 2 dice to the board, or I'm increasing 2 dice. Versus like Confusing Lands, I can play shit wherever I want. I just have to meet the goals.
Yeah.
This one, I have to sort of make that puzzle. The puzzle's just different. I would say that my frustrating thing about the game is like every time I place a card, I have to take the dice off of it and put it back on there. Sometimes I'm placing like, if you get a really good placement, it might be 3 dice where I'm like, okay, it was at 2. I'm like, oh, there's 2 here. This is 4. So I would like take them off and I would put them in the same orientation, like off the board. And then be like, okay, red or orange, green, yellow, orange, green, yellow. Okay, add 2 to this one,
yellow.
put it on. Add 1 to this one, put it on. And I would kind of do that, and that would just like, I'm like, okay, was there a better way?
yeah, it's like a little tedious.
But it's because the game's cute and has dice and
Yeah.
whatever. So that's sort of like a nitpick where I had to keep doing that over and over again. But like it's fun. It's again, I encourage you to play it twice. So like I always have an even number of plays in this game, pretty much. And yeah, so I would say if you like quick solo games like For Northwood or Confusing Lands or Gentle Rain, something like that, where you're like, I want to try a new solo puzzle for $10. I would check out Grove as well.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, last one really quick I want to talk about. There's a game called Mutton Bustin.
That is definitely a board game or bullshit.
Yeah, Mutton Bustin.
Mutton Bustin.
Apparently, Mutton Bustin's a thing where you chase around greased up pigs.
Oh, it's pigs.
Is pigs or is it what is
Goats?
It?
I think is mutton, right? Or
I don't know.
are goats mutton?
mutton
What's
bustin'?
mutton? Sheep or mutton? Old sheep.
I feel like it's sheep.
Maybe it's sheep.
Yeah, sheep.
Lamb and
sheep,
mutton.
Mutton is like old.
It's sheep.
Like lamb is young. Is the
It's
young.
the meat of a
Veal is
mature
the-
adult sheep,
Yeah.
typically 1 year old or older.
The meat of
Oh, I thought okay.
Because the
I don't
lamb's
want
a
a
baby.
mature meat.
I know, but I thought mature. When I guess maybe I always thought it was like
Like a
old.
40-year-old.
Yeah,
It's probably
yeah,
just like
really
a
old
full-grown
ones.
sheep. That's
So
what
what
it
the
means by
hell is a
mature.
Mutton,
like small,
Bustin.
What?
like a child. What's a mutton?
Mutton is the meat of a mature
Yeah,
adult
mutton.
sheep.
Like veal. It's like
Got
it's
it.
like there's veal and there's
it's
mutton.
just the name of the meat.
So apparently you're busting all over this mutton.
You're just fucking busting all over it.
Mutton busting. I'm just gonna quickly talk. This is a silly game.
It sounds
Okay,
like-
This is 25th century.
25th century. You know, Red Rover, bring on 25th
Right.
century. They have a lot of new games coming out too that they keep posting about on Instagram. Don't ask me what they're called because I forget them. But I look at them and I'm like, damn, that looks cool. Chad posted something on Facebook with some like dual layer acrylic looking things, and I'm like, I want all of those things. Give it to me. So this is like a speed dice rolling game.
Ooh,
Again,
mutton busting.
goofy shit. I think you and the kids would have fun with
Yeah.
this. So one person is like the mutton buster, like the rider, essentially. Of
Listen,
this
mutton
fucking
buster.
sheep, apparently. And they are rolling one die, and it's just like 1 through 6, like pips. Okay. And they're running around this square board, and each space they have to move up, it says the number or higher that they have to roll. So like to go from space 1 to 2, they have to roll a 2.
Yep.
So they're rolling, and to go from space 2 to 3, they have to roll another 2. So they're just rolling really fast, trying to move around the board.
Okay.
Everybody else is trying to basically like knock them off the mutton. Or bust them. They're trying to bust them off the mutton. So, for example, if let's say Cameron was playing with us, Cameron's trying to run around the board. The three of us have some combination of 6 dice that we're rolling, and on one side of that is like I don't know if it's a sheep or some shit. We're trying to roll that. The moment we roll that, we add it to the board, and that's basically like, Cameron, we're getting you. We're
Right.
trying to knock him off.
Right.
Okay.
So Cameron can choose to stop whenever he wants to and take the points of where he has that on the board.
Yeah.
Or if we roll of our 6 dice that end up having that symbol on it, we knock him off. He doesn't get any points.
Oh,
But every
okay.
time that the people on the outside roll these dice and get the little sheep icon, I think it's a sheep, is it?
Yeah, it's a sheep.
Yeah. There's a card in front of you. You have to do something when you do it.
gotta
So like
bust it.
I roll it and I gotta yell yeehaw and then put
Yeah.
it in the middle.
Yeah.
It's so
Goofy
stupid,
and-
goofy.
Yeah.
Is it stupid like sausage sizzle stupid, or is it like stupider?
Stupider.
Okay.
But not in a bad way.
Because sausage sizzle is like stupid fun.
Yeah,
right?
not in
like,
a bad
this is
way.
dumb. But it's awesome.
Did you know mutton busting is a rodeo event where young children
Yeah.
ride
It's
sheep,
an actual
attempting
thing.
to stay on as long as possible before falling off?
It's poor muttons.
And it says like
I
typically
think Joe and
aged
Jen's kid
4
had
to
busted
8.
muttons.
Yeah, right. They live when they
Yeah,
live
those
in
in
Texas.
They were busting muttons
funny.
all over the place.
Bustin' mutton.
Yeah, I don't know what I would like. I'm trying to think of what I would compare it to. There is something out there that I would say, yes, this is kind of like that. Because sausage sizzle, like I'm rolling by myself, and it's sort.
Yep.
It doesn't have that great. Like we're all chanting wieners at the
Yep.
table, but this is different. The only thing I would say, like, and it's negative, other than again, this isn't your highlight of
Right, this
game
isn't
night.
winning any awards.
This could like. If Lexi and Scarlett came down, they would have a really fun time playing it. I wish it only plays 4. I wish it would play
Yeah,
6.
like more of a party-ish
yeah.
game.
I think you could probably just play it at 6. Not everybody would have like a scoring token, but what 6 would do is it allow for somebody to be that, and everybody then has 1 die to roll to try to get the whatever. But again, silly, goofy ass game. If you want to like just have a hilarious time, anybody could play this game and sit down. Even like non-gamers would probably even have more fun with it because they've never played a game like this.
Fucking nons.
But yeah, it could be one that like, fizzles. Like you play it a whole bunch and you're like, that was really. But
Yeah.
flash in the pan games are fucking fun too.
They are.
And this is silly fun. So if you're
Who
looking
doesn't
for
wanna
silly fun,
Bust mutton.
who wouldn't? You know?
The tagline says, grab your cowboy hat and boots and get ready to ride.
Yeah.
For some mutton busting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to indulge myself in some mutton busting.
I would say what I'll do is I'll bring it to Nerdfest.
Okay.
And your kids will be there.
Yeah.
I will teach them how to play. And
For sure.
The 3 of them could bring somebody in and play with them all day.
Oh, sweet.
So I will bring
they
it. I
would-
think they could have a lot of fun with it.
Awesome. You should. That'd be great. The Gamecasters have a sponsor. We have partnered up with Modern Meeple, company behind the famous Gamey Susan, which is a lazy Susan that holds extremely high-quality board game component trays. These trays are the picture of luxury. Made right here in the USA, they are made from a wood-based material that's dyed throughout with a number of different colors to choose from, and should you drop or ding them, they will still retain that color. These things are so great looking on the table, and displaying them on your game shelves will really elevate your status with your neighbor, which is good because he's been lording that damn elk head over the fireplace for the last 5 years and really needs to shut up. So head on over to modernmeeple.com to check out all the great products they have. And if you find something you like, enter discount code GAMECASTERS at checkout to receive free shipping. And a couple cool Gamecasters keychains as well. Once again, that's modernmeeple.com. If you're looking to get some great Gamecasters or Mad Board Gamer gear, head on over to the link tree in our Instagram profile or the Discord merch channel to see our store on bonfire.com. There you'll be able to find our standard logos as well as some show-specific designs like BDNBF or Numberblind. We'll add new designs as the show evolves and look forward to seeing all of you repping those poop knife shirts at the next Nerdfest. So once again, head on over to the link tree on the Gamecasters Instagram page or the merch channel in our Discord server to find the link to our Bonfire merch store. If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers that you can use to hinder yourself if you're looking to unload some of that cold hard cash and help us keep the wheels of industry turning by supporting this podcast that you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees, better equipment, blow-up dolls, poop knives, and the like, please head on over to patreon.com/the Gamecasters to help out. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all 3 of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server. You guys, it has been 4 episodes, I think, since we've done this segment. It seems like longer to me.
Yeah.
It feels like we haven't done this segment in forever. But it's one of our newer segments we're about to do, and it's called the NFW.
No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way.
And we are back! NFW time, baby. If you haven't heard this show before or this segment before, NFW stands for no fucking way. And so what we do here is typically I present a scenario or a statement to the group, and then we go around the table and you say if you agree with the statement, and if you do, you say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or if you're neutral to the statement, you say I can see that.
I can see that.
Or if you completely disagree with that statement, you hit us with the no
fucking way.
No fucking way. And this time, I thought it'd be fun if we all came up with a couple.
Yeah.
Or just one. if
Or
you're
one.
down.
Or a single. Yeah.
It's fine. So we'll start with, we'll just go around the horn. We'll start with me, we'll go Jeff, and we'll end with Natalie. And then we'll just go back around and
Stop at
with
me.
Jeff.
Yeah.
So our first NFW topic. All right, here we go. I'm happy to sit down and play a game with total strangers. I'm happy to sit down and play a game with total strangers. Just you and some strangers. No fucking way you're not happy to sit down and play a game with total strangers. Fuck these basement dwelling.
No,
neck-bearded.
it's not. That's not why.
Okay.
I'm not like. I'm not happy. I'm not happy because I'm like, fuck these people. I'm unhappy because I feel very uncomfortable and awkward around people I don't know.
So you would never say, let's say you're a big fan of board games. Nobody else, including me, that you know is a fan of board games, but you're like, I really want to play board games. You would never think to go, I'm going to go on meetup.com or I'm going to go to Game and Company and hang
on
out
Tuesday.
Tuesday night and play games.
I've specifically been in this situation and I still didn't do it. I even remember being like, I should like go to a game store. I should go somewhere and play games because I want to play games, but I have no one to play games with. And I was like, I can't bring myself to do it. I'm too like nervous.
Is it the being in person with people? Would you do it on Board Game Arena? Like if it was
With
like
strangers?
open?
Yeah.
No.
Because you could do that. You could go on and just people have open tables and you can just join a table.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'd be definitely more likely to do that. I know.
Your dog smells.
His breath smells. He was licking. But like,
It's everywhere.
it's
I'm
a
in
me
his breath.
problem. It's not.
in
It's
this
not like I
man's
hate other people. It's more like I get too nervous, and it's just some not worth it to me to like put myself in that position.
You'd just rather not be nervous than play games.
I'm in the middle.
I'd rather force somebody I know who doesn't even really want to play with me than to go
Yeah,
with
than just
strangers
something
who
with
want to play.
strangers.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah, you can see that, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I can see that. I don't have an issue at conventions or things like that where I want to try something and sit and play. I would also, to Natalie's point, not want to make someone else miserable. I would not be like, you hate games, sit and play with me
Yeah.
so I feel
Yeah,
better.
so I can play my games.
But I don't know if I would just get up and go on Wednesdays over to RAW and play random games that way. But again, I have people that will play games with me.
Right. You're not
a lot,
in this
so
situation.
I've never truly experienced that. I can pretend.
Yeah.
And you got into games because of your friends.
Yeah. And
So
we've all
it's-
just been playing.
So it's hard to. I understand. I agree with you. It's hard to see because we've only ever experienced our whole friend group being into this.
And I'm trying to relate it to maybe the feeling I had with like Star Wars Unlimited.
Yeah.
Where I stopped playing that, but it was like the only people that played were like me and you.
Yeah.
Devin played with me once. Dave and Joe played with me a couple times, but they never like got into it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if Joe Board to Play was here, he's kind of into
You'd
it.
probably- you might be
he
into
might
it
be like,
more.
let's keep going. I told him I'm going to make a deck so we can play once at least at
Cool.
Nerdfest. Because he doesn't have anything other than the starters. I was like, I'll bring you a bunch of cards. And
Right.
You can just
you could
play
just make a
something
deck.
else.
Make a deck for him. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to what would I do? But I also never, with Star Wars Unlimited, I never went to any Star Wars Unlimited nights or releases and played. So I probably wouldn't ever go. But again, at conventions, I'll sit down with people and play a game if they're looking.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something quick or a demo at a booth or something like that.
Yeah.
I probably won't commit to a giant long game with people because I just don't know. But if it was like cool to start with, I'd be like, okay, maybe we'll play another game. Like okay, now we can make the step forward.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I'm just in the middle.
Okay. I might even be more no fucking way than Natalie.
Really?
I'm sure it seems to everybody in the world like I'm this big extrovert. I'm not an extrovert at all. I am as introverted as they come. I am comfortable, truly comfortable around very few people. Very few am I actually comfortable around.
I was just telling someone this the other day. I was like, it was like his personality makes it seem like he's extremely outgoing, but in fact, inside he's the opposite.
I just want to be alone most
like
of the
a
time.
hermit.
I am. It's because it's funny. We're watching Big Bang Theory, and there's this. If you know that show, Raj, one of the characters, he has this girlfriend.
Lucy.
Her name's Lucy, and she's like basically like this. Like shut in, you know, she's terrified of, and I'm like, man, I identify with her so much. I have so much anxiety around social situations, most social situations that aren't my true closest loved ones and friends. Like hanging out with Jeff is different, right? I'm very comfortable around so few people though, that you asked Natalie like, oh, would you play online with strangers? I never would do that in a million years. I would never just be, and for that reason, I'm like, oh my God, that just freaks me out.
Other than chess.
Yes, chess I would do, but I only play chess against bots.
Oh, okay.
I don't play chess against randoms online. Yeah, I play chess against the chess bots.
Okay.
And I've played with like Jim Gamer
People you know,
and
sure.
Lewis and a bunch of
But those are people you know.
friends. Yeah. I would never just go on like Plurpy plays constantly.
Okay.
Against
Because I
randoms.
played random people on like Carabast with Unlimited.
Yeah,
a little bit.
for sure. I never did that. I would always like try to will myself like, okay, maybe if I could do this with Cameron or you, we could go together. Maybe I could do it.
Because I texted you a couple times like
should
if
we
you're
go?
not, if you're not going, I'm not going. But
Yeah,
at least you go.
yeah, and it's like if you're gonna leave that to me, I'm gonna say no.
No, that's what I want.
Yeah. So even stuff like Nerdfest is actually I'm a lot more. What's the word? Stressed out and panicked than I come across.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, so I would never just be like, I'm going to go to a meetup today with randoms and just see what happens. Never would I ever do that.
In the Nerd Fest example, I feel like for me, like I'm like glad that I kind of like work it because it kind of gives me a job to do, so I don't feel like as awkward.
Yeah.
Because when I have like a mission, I'm like, okay.
Your mission's to play games with people this year.
Yeah. Well, so like,
but what about like Swoozle?
Yeah, that's different for me. Like, our group is different.
I'm pretty
relationship with him beyond.
Yeah, but I feel like, we've talked to him enough that it doesn't feel like just a random person.
Also Swoozle. So I have this weird thing, and I'm not going to get like heavy here with it, but like, I'm deathly afraid of hospitals and medical stuff. But while my mom and dad were sick, I was like their number one caregiver.
Yeah.
And it was like it doesn't bother me at all. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I feel that way about Swoozle. I feel like it doesn't matter how much anxiety I have around this event. I know that his will trump all of ours because he's coming from Austria, right? Where he literally knows no one by himself.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all I want to do is make sure he's comfortable.
Yeah, to
And so,
Novi, Michigan.
Yeah, to know.
Welcome to America.
But all I want to do is make sure people like him. And last year I felt this way about Joe, Bored to Play.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's like really going out on a limb here.
Yeah.
And it means more to me to make sure these people are, and maybe it's partly because I know how that feels, because I feel that way. I get a lot of stress and anxiety around people just in general. And so that's going to, actually, I think Swoozle being there is going to help that feeling for me, because I'm going to feel like, okay, I can be, a source of comfort maybe for this person.
Sure.
Yeah.
When that's what I need. So yeah, I would never just play games with fucking strangers ever. I like that people can. Like, I know someone like let's talk about Joe Madigan. He might be the polar opposite of me in terms of
socially.
I'm very introverted. We're like very similar bombastic personalities, but where being with people drains my tank, I think it fills his.
Yeah.
He just wants to be around people.
Well, he would be the first one
out.
to be like, if you were you and you're like, I don't feel comfortable, he'd be like, get over here, we're playing a game.
Yeah.
And and then he would make you feel comfortable in that moment. Like,
Yeah, he's very
he's
good
like,
at
okay, let's come together to do something. The way he runs the tournament shows that. Right?
He wants people, right? I want alone. I want to be away from people. He wants to be with people. But when we're both together we're like very bombastic, in that way. So it's just interesting to me how we have similar personalities, but I feel like our what winds our clocks is a completely different mechanism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, so that's me. Jeff, what do you got?
Okay, my first one. You ready? This is about the two of you.
Oh boy.
Board games will never be Ryan and Natalie's main hobby ever again.
Oh damn.
Shit. Okay.
So board games will never be Ryan and Natalie's main hobby ever again.
I'm in between no fucking way and I can see that.
So you're on it's more possible.
Yeah, it's more possible that it comes back. Yeah. It's definitely not hell yeah for me. Natalie might be a different story. It's definitely not hell yeah for me. I'm definitely seated. I'm kind of seated right, and I can see that. But I think I skew a little more the other way, only because this has sort of happened to me before.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I always thought this. I think we're in the worst stage that you've been in, but that's why I wanted to ask that.
I've always assumed.
Yeah.
I've always been like, I've been in this situation before, and I've always come out of it, and I just have not come out of it yet.
Sure.
And so I don't know if I still have not hope. That's not the right word. I still have a thought like, one day I might just be like, I have to play. Like, I will give you. I will say this as an example. I just got the newest Chip Theory game. It's the Elder Scrolls Chip Theory game from Kickstarter. I'm really excited. Like, internally, I'm like, I just want to set it up and learn it and play it and figure it out. And I'm like, I haven't felt that way in a while. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. I'm sputtering on fumes because Natalie and I still don't play games very often. But I'm going to say I'm seated right in the middle of I can see that, skewing down towards no fucking way.
Natalie?
I think I'm the opposite, where I can see that, but skewing towards hell yeah.
Okay.
Only because you said main hobby.
Yeah. Do you think board games had to have been your main hobby at some point in the last decade?
Oh yeah.
For the last decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know you still read books and you did.
Yeah,
you painted
but like
with jewels.
I didn't read books like the way I'm reading them
diamond painting?
now.
What is it?
Yeah, she was doing diamond art.
No,
but you're right. That was all peripheral.
Yeah,
Right.
board games were like by far the thing
But it's
that I
not
did
anymore,
the most.
right? It's not.
No,
right.
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think you might not come back to it in terms of like it'll just be a side. It'll be a side
Yeah,
hustle.
I feel like there's a very high chance it'll definitely be a side hobby. You know, where we play it more than we do now, but we're not. I can see that it will never be in it as much as we were.
Here's another
But it's
reason.
hard to like.
Sorry.
It's hard to know.
I know it's hard
I feel
to
like we just
speak
change
in
it all
absolutes.
all the
Yeah, that's
time.
right.
Well, I have always been a gamer of some sort. Before I found board games, I was a very heavy and avid video gamer.
Yeah.
for sure.
And now I'm playing video games a lot more than I have in recent memory, and I'm very into role playing games. I'm designing 2 of them.
Right.
I'm editing.
Yeah,
Grit
I almost
more
thought about
for
putting
Jeremy.
like tabletop stuff, but I know that would change the swing. I think.
It would. I
But-
think if you said tabletop, I'd be like, I think it still is my main hobby. I know. I smelled that one.
Man,
Yikes!
suck.
That one was. I never.
We're living in
Usually,
his
when you're like, he
butthole.
smelled that, I'm like, I've never smelled him.
Like living in his
and
butt.
now I'm like, ooh, that's rough. Can you guys smell it through the microphones?
Can you smell it? Smell-o-vision?
but so like I'm still very much in the gaming world.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if there's 3, prongs to the gaming trident, I think right now board gaming is the shortest.
It's the weakest prong.
But so that's the fact that I'm really heavily into RPGs and I'm playing video games a lot. I think board games could see a resurgence.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
I think I was gonna say I was gonna be in the middle.
Yeah,
Where
straight.
my
in the middle.
hope was that it comes back.
Yeah.
Where my hope is like, no fucking way. Like,
Yeah, no fucking
you'll
way.
be back.
yeah.
But I've been like you where I'm like, all right, is it gonna come back? When are we doing it?
Right.
Maybe it's not coming back.
That's mostly what I'm thinking. I'm not like I'm done with board games. I'm like,
Yeah.
am I gonna like get excited about a board game again? Like, when is that
Right.
gonna happen to me?
Right.
It's not happening now.
And we're definitely not in like a. I don't want to play board games.
No, because we just played Knarr and I loved it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really
yeah.
fun.
It's almost just like when we're in a situation where we're playing board games, like Basement Nerd Fest or whatever, we're hanging out with people, we're into it.
Right.
But at
the
home
night
by
doesn't-
ourselves, which is
the night doesn't start and you're like, I want to
We
play a
never
board game.
picked
Yeah.
Or,
one.
Like-
or I'm at my computer and I'm going on Board Game Geek or
Right.
looking at it.
Never.
And that used to consume.
That was the only
right.
thing we
and
did.
before we would almost exclusively just play with each other, and now I feel like we almost
we play board games,
exclusively play with not each other, like with other people.
Yeah. Natalie, what's your one?
Yeah, what's your one? Let's hear it.
Oh God, stupid.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
No fucking way.
All right. Food is always. Sorry, let me start over.
Oh, food is always. Never mind. I can see that. Food is always. So is food always?
No fucking way.
Hell yeah.
No
Food is
say the
always.
word.
way. It's
Hell
not.
yeah.
No way. It's
No, but food is always. How can you not see my side? Food is always.
yeah, but have you thought about it from this way? Food is not always.
No, well, it's not
always.
No, but it is always.
Food always tastes better when it's free.
Okay. Food always tastes better. So I think the basically the spirit of this question is like somebody makes you dinner. Like we went over to your house and you and Devin made us dinner
Yeah. That
versus
tastes
me
better.
making the same meal myself.
Or you go to a restaurant, you order something, and you have to pay for it, but it tastes better if you order the same thing and someone else is paying for it.
I'm going to say,
I see.
hell no.
No.
Hell no.
No.
That's wrong.
No fucking way.
No fucking way. What's the segment? God damn it. No fucking way does it taste better. Here's why.
Okay.
You ever watch Seinfeld? There's no such thing as a free lunch. Okay?
Yeah. Right.
There's no something happened where you got something for free. Okay? We went to Goodwood. Remember that? We got our food for free.
Yeah.
That was a shitty dinner. Like the food wasn't very good. The whole process. It was
I only
hilarious.
wanted the beignets,
And we didn't get
never
those.
fucking got the beignets. They were supposed to be free beignets.
So hell no
They just
fucking
took too
way.
long.
hell no fucking way. That was a crazy
I mean,
night.
it's nice when we get free things, but
I think I know what you're saying. I think I'm gonna say I can see that. Now, I hope you say hell yeah. I don't think we've said hell yeah at anything so
I'm
far.
gonna.
Okay.
I said hell no.
I
but yeah.
understand where you're going with this. It's funny, I don't think I've ever thought about it that way. Mostly because, and now it's gonna be like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about money. I don't really think about it. You know what I mean? If I have money, I'll spend it on you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm never one to be like, hey Jeff, I know
Owe
we
me a
both got
dollar.
this meal, but like you got Coke and I got water, so
You owe
we
me
should we
$2.
really be splitting this down? You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's more like it's fun for me to be like, hey, come over. I'm going to feed everybody. Bring a side if you want to. But if you don't, I don't give a fuck. Right. I just have fun. I think it might go in line with one of the reasons I like doing Nerdfest. I like hosting, which kind of is weird against my introverted personality, right? Well, so is my general demeanor in general. My outgoing thing goes against my introverted personality.
People would be shocked by that.
Yeah, I think most people, maybe even hearing this now, are like, seriously?
Right.
But so I think because of that only, I'm not like, I don't even have to pay for this. Well, hell yeah, it's because I don't care. I don't ever care.
Yeah, I would say hell yeah, and I think it's because, I guess I do think about money more than you, and
someone has to in the relationship.
Yes, right.
Or you just be broke.
We be broke.
Yeah. Where'd your house go? We didn't think about it.
I bought another grill.
Seriously. No, I think let's say like the restaurant example. Like if I'm like choosing something and I have to pay for it, I'm going to judge that meal more harshly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Than if somebody just like has this and I'm like, ooh, that's good.
Like, I paid $50 for this and it sucks.
And it sucks
Right.
versus it sucks and like, who cares? I didn't have to buy it.
Right. Yeah. Like even we went to like a going away like happy hour last night and we got all this like free food and appetizers and like the pizzas were like not any toppings I would ever get, but I ate them and I was like, this is so good. But I was like,
because it's great.
Yeah, like it was like Brussels sprouts, and I was like, these are delicious Brussels sprouts.
They were really good, yeah.
But I feel like if I was paying for that, I'd be like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's fine. You know what I mean? But I was like, I don't have to pay for this. It's free food that I don't even.
You know what? You're kind of swaying me.
I always think something happened for me to get free food, and it's probably not good. Like I don't want someone to be like, "Hey, listen to me talk, so I get you a free meal." I don't want to.
I think it's more like a judgmental thing. Like even if we went to someone's house and they made it for me, I'd be like, "Wow, they made me this meal. Like, oh, it's so good." But if I made it myself, I'd be like, "You fucked this up."
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't know that I would attribute it to the money, but I think maybe you're right. Maybe that is why I would think that. Because I think I agree with you. That food, I would never have ordered those Brussels sprouts. I probably would have never ordered the what are those? The pretzel bite things.
Oh my god, those were so good.
They were really good, but I don't know
would
if
those have been as good if we just ordered them ourselves?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, those ones would, but maybe the rest.
I think I appreciated it. No, I'm going to still say.
I'm going to keep my answer, but
too.
I think Natalie has the best answer.
I think she does. Right. I think Natalie's response is the best.
But I do
think
you for only
I'll
coming
still
up with
be
one question.
You're right. That was
made
that
up
had
for
the
it.
best
weight
one,
of
hopefully.
you won.
You've made up for it.
All right, my next one. I get upset when my box gets damaged.
Like your board game
It
box?
upsets me. No, my asshole.
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
What are we
I don't
doing
know,
right
maybe
now?
it's
My pizza box.
Yeah, what are we doing
Yeah, there's
right
all
now?
kinds of boxes in the world.
But what is this show?
We're on a board game podcast.
You guys said yours weren't about board games, I thought.
I didn't say that. You
I
said
did.
that. I said both of mine are about board games.
Mine are not about board games.
I get upset when my hot box gets damaged.
Oh, man.
I dropped the soap and my box got damaged. I wouldn't get upset.
Yeah. Read it again.
I
just
get
so
upset when my box gets damaged. So let me paint a picture for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
have an answer.
are very excited about the new Planet Unknown expansion that's coming out on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it's your favorite game. Okay. This is your absolute favorite. No, you know what? I'm going to scratch all that. Underwater Cities is releasing a new expansion.
They are.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'm like, this is topical and it's perfect for Jeff. It is Jeff's favorite game.
I hope it comes
is
in
Underwater
a bigger
Cities.
box. Nothing fits in that fucking
Let's
thing.
say it comes in a bigger box, okay, that you can store everything in. And this box is so fucking sweet looking. And Jeff is like, he's been chomping at the bit, salivating, frothing at the penis for months. And it shows up finally, and he opens it, and a corner of the box is ripped.
Ripped?
Yeah, it's ripped.
Damn.
You can tape it.
Damn, she said.
It's not, you can tape it back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are you upset? Or
I'm
do you
gonna
not
say,
give a fuck?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say.
It's just a box.
Here's my answer. My answer is. Okay, here's my answer.
It sounds like you're about to sneeze.
Here's my answer. Okay, my answer is. The answer is.
Evacuation.
Hell
come.
yeah, for 2 days.
Yeah.
I was going to say
And
the same
then-
thing.
No fucking way after that.
I was going to say the exact same thing. It's like,
I raged for a day. What the
Why
fuck?
spent so
Are you
much money
serious?
on this?
look at this box. And then in 2 days, I'm like, okay, I guess.
That's fine.
I guess it
It's
joins into
not
the
that
rest
big
of
of a
my
deal.
collection with a whole bunch of dented boxes. I have gotten bad luck with, I don't have anything that's shredded, but like I have.
What about? You don't have it anymore. But what about? What's the game? Oh god damn! It was when you were still living at your mom's house. Wow, what the fuck was it called, Jeff? It was like rubbing against the baby's.
Oh yeah, like
What game was that?
babies?
Chaos in the Old World.
Yeah,
remember?
that
It
is
just
like
got. So it was in
shredded.
his game was in the room where his mom, because mom used to run a daycare, and it was in the baby would sleep, like one of the babies that she watched would sleep in there, and the crib
And it was
was
just
in
like
there.
rubbing
and
against it, just like tore the
Oh,
thing
it
up.
fucking destroyed.
And it just like that went on a streak of like every game I felt like I bought showed up.
It was his
dented.
thing.
It was like,
It was
I
Jeff's
guess I have
thing.
another dented box.
Or
I have
like
another dented
he
box.
would play a game. He bought one of his favorite games was this really cool dudes on a map game called Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah, Lords of Waterdeep.
And he put the box
think it was
top.
Kemet.
It was Kemet. You're right. It was, and that's a beautiful box.
And then I like sat on it.
Puts
2 seconds
Kemet
later.
on the chair, and then he like just we were playing the first time. He sits on the box, and where he's like, "Well,
That's
that's
funny.
my box."
Yeah, I was trying to be a cat or something.
Except the
Don't
box
fit
was
in
the other
there.
way.
Yeah. No Professor Meg in this situation. Sorry. But yeah, so I feel like I would get mad right away, and then 5 seconds later, I'd probably be like, okay.
So I like this. Like you're hell yeah for 2
Hell yeah,
days.
what the? And then I'm like, all
And
right,
then
it's fine.
I don't give a fuck. No
And then
fucking
no
way.
fucking way. Why-
And
why
you
would I
feel the
care
same
about
way,
something like
Natalie?
Yeah, I feel like if it was that situation where like it's a game I'm like super pumped for, yeah, I think I'd be like really annoyed and then like later be like, oh, that's not that big a deal.
It reminds me of when really you get anything new, almost anything.
Yeah.
Like this thing that Frankie loves. What is this? This new
Brewmate
cup. Like if
Yeah,
I
there's
got
like a
it's
ding
nice
in it or a
Yeah, if I like
scratch.
drop it on the ground,
Yeah.
it dings. I'm like,
I got
no.
one. I got a
Yeah.
ding in mine.
Yeah, but like now it's been a few days and you're probably like, yeah, okay. I do think board game boxes are that exact thing. I think that's a great answer. Jeff might be winning now in the NFW that really, because I think we all agree with that same thing.
Yeah.
Because I agree with that 100%. I would be like fucking livid in the moment. I'm like, I will never get over this.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
2 days go
right.
by and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, what was
Lords
that
of
about?
Vegas. I before it was like it kind of went out of print for a while.
Right.
About-
It was hard to get.
Yeah, like 7 or 8 years ago. It was like out of print. I found it and it was new. Like I went to a random game store and they had it, and I was like, oh sweet. You know, really before only Bill had the copy. And so I got it and I was like, I'm so excited I own this. This
Yeah.
is so great. And I took it to work game night and I brought it back and it was still in the game bag. And I set the game bag down. This is when I was living in the condo. I set the game bag, it's not a relevant detail. I set the game bag down and then Scarlett sat on the game bag one day. And I was like, oh my God. And she got up and I opened the game bag and all the boxes were
Just
crushed, including
Ass-shaped.
Lords of Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was so upset for about a week.
yeah. I think that happened with Dave too. He brought Ghost Stories when Ghost Stories was like all we wanted to play.
Yeah, it was
to
like the only
Atlanta
game.
once, and I think it got fucked up in a suitcase or something. It's like God damn
No.
it. You tape it and you're angry and it's like, well,
Okay.
10 years ago, well, I guess when I was first in the hobby, it was much different. I would have gone as far as to call the publisher and
replacement.
give me a new
Yeah.
I'll buy a new box, please. I can't have
Yeah.
the box looking poorly. Now I'm almost the opposite way. I'll call them and be like, give me a shitty box.
Give me a shitty box.
My box looks too nice.
Yeah.
on my thing.
It doesn't look like I played it because I had
Yeah.
it.
Well, like ding and dents are a thing, right? Where you can get like boxes that are messed up for cheaper. And I used to be like, who on fucking earth would do something so stupid? And now I'm like, I would.
I also feel a little bad for some. Like the company didn't send me a shitty box.
Right, it got
Yeah,
damaged
the mail.
on the way.
And then I also sometimes feel bad for like even smaller publishers to be like, I'm putting them out. I'm costing them more money to send me something that isn't going to bother me in a little bit. If the box isn't working or it's
Yeah, that's
literally it
different
doesn't
if it's, like,
fit or broke, like
unusable.
Yeah, but like
unusable,
people will
then it's
get
different. But
bent out of shape over a crushed corner.
if there's a corner crush, I don't want to put. I like games. I don't want this company to go out of business because FedEx dropped it. You know, like that sucks
Yeah.
for them to have to do that. Or like, the
a good
bubble
point.
wrap ripped in the corner. And
It's a hard thing
it's hard.
as a board game company who doesn't make a ton of money in the first place to ship something that's so fragile.
yeah.
You know, if it gets caught in the rain or
Yeah.
if it gets dropped.
Now, if Amazon
easily
sticks a
fucked
sticker
up.
on that fucker and drops it on your, that's a different story.
Then your beefs with Amazon.
Yeah,
at
then
that point.
I got an Amazon beef.
They're already fucking you over.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
trying
with
to.
those books.
Yeah, the short ass
These
second
billionaires.
book. Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what's your next?
All right,
what's your
you ready
last
for the
one?
last one?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about you,
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Natalie. Okay.
Natalie,
hear
we'll
it all
only
out.
have one NFW topic.
Hear it all out. If Dungeon Crawler Carl were to happen in real life, all smushed down, boom.
Yeah.
The dungeon opens up, go in the dungeon.
Yep.
Natalie would survive the longest in the dungeon out of the three of us.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
fucking
you're
way.
right.
This stems from Natalie believing that she
I
can
know,
survive
the
a zombie
zombie
apocalypse. So Natalie has to go in a dungeon and fight these creatures. She is going to survive longer than Ryan and myself.
She would literally scream, look at them, and crumple to the ground.
We were just talking about like what would you do if you were in like a dangerous situation? And I think I would just scream and then like fall down.
But how are you surviving a zombie apocalypse for longer than anyone else?
I think she's. I want to speak for you. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have gone back and reassessed that.
No, okay.
no, I can still.
I can do it.
This was the reason that I feel like I could survive a zombie apocalypse. So like, yeah, maybe at the beginning I would be really scared. But then it's like this is the world now and zombies aren't like fast or have guns or anything. So I feel
they do
like
in some movies.
I would be capable
World War
of
Z.
like like fight, not World War Z zombies,
They're
like the
fast.
Walking Dead zombies.
Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I could like survive and fight them enough to like live. That's why I feel like I could survive a zombie apocalypse. But if
Dead of
I was in a
winter zombies.
situation where I got like startled and scared or something, and that would probably not go well.
Startling her is like startling a turtle.
Okay.
What?
It's like a turtle just like goes into its shell and just sits there.
Yeah.
You don't have a shell, but you would do that.
But
You
I
would just
mean,
be like, "Ugh."
honestly, I wonder because like that's only happened when like you've startled me, and it's like I'm instantly scared, but then it's like I also just as instantly realize it's just you. But like I'm always wondering like, what if I actually am in danger? What would I actually
Yeah,
do?
it's hard
Would
to
I still
know.
fall down? Or would I like run away? I don't
Sort
know.
of test
The handful of situations I've been in that have been slightly over a normal situation, I've stayed weirdly calm. I don't know that that's what I would do, but I was in this road rage situation not that long ago where this like motorcycle guy, I like honked at him because he cut me off,
Yeah.
and he like chased me for a while.
Yeah.
And Cameron was in the car, and I was like trying to like get away from him because he was like going to follow me home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how to get away from this guy. And I ended up pulling into like this, like veering off real quick to like try to go this
around,
completely opposite
yeah.
way. And he found me. I like was at this in this parking lot trying to turn, and like the traffic started going, so I had to sit there for a second. And he pulls up right next to me, and he's like getting in my face in the window. And I was like weirdly like so I was just like, get out of here, you
Yeah.
fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
You know, and then he like
He's,
tried
like,
to break my
punching his
mirror. Yeah, he was like
window.
punching the window and like trying to get in. And I'm like, my son's right here. And Cameron was
Yeah.
like, he was like crying. He was like really upset. And the guy was like, "Oh, give him on, fuck you, fucking piece of shit, blah blah. You shouldn't have honked at me." And I'm like, "You cut me off, dude. I just tapped my horn."
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like I was like running into you or
People
something
are
crazy.
insane.
And then he sped off and like
Yeah.
broke my mirror. But it wasn't until after he was gone that I started to get kind of like, that was kind of
Yeah.
freaky. This other time, I literally had a guy put his knife to my throat.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
And in that situation too, I was just kind of like, "What are you doing, man?" He could have just like
Yeah.
cut my throat, but I was just like, "What's happening?" I wasn't. It was weird. I wasn't scared in either situation until after. My brain was like,
Yeah, because
that was kind of scary."
This could have happened. This could have happened. This could have
Yeah,
happened. You go crazy.
yeah. So it's I don't know in a in a dungeon crawler
Yeah.
Carl situation where there's like like poison spitting llamas.
Yeah.
I don't know what how I would react, but I do feel like poor Natalie might.
Do you
not-
feel like I wouldn't survive the
I
longest?
feel like you might not survive.
I'll go the
long.
opposite and say, hell yeah, Natalie's going to survive longer than all of us. She's going to get the best booster boxes.
Oh,
showing
you're
up,
right.
and
See, that's
people
the thing. The AI would probably like her
AI,
better than
yeah.
us.
We would just be two generic dudes and we would die instantly.
It's true.
They would want her running around.
Yeah, you are way hotter than us.
They would want,
So you would
running
definitely,
around.
yeah. Natalie and Devin are surviving longer than us.
Yeah, we're
You're right. You're right. We're completely screwed. Plus, I would probably have to run, and that's no good for me. Natalie could definitely run longer than I could.
I
There
don't
you go.
know. I hate running.
I know, but like,
just walk
I still think
faster.
you could do it.
Yeah.
After a while, after
In a
like
pinch. you
30
can-
steps,
yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, not worth
Can I
it.
take a break?
I'm going down.
I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing else I can do. So you know what? I'm going to change my answer to hell yes. Who am I kidding? Natalie,
Yeah,
you're
Natalie
surviving
wins.
longer.
Way to
You're
go,
surviving
Natalie.
longer.
Good job.
And Natalie, you don't have anything, huh? You said you were going to think of one in the moment. Let's hear
Oh,
it.
you mean for a topic?
Yeah, what do we got?
I didn't think of one.
Just think of one.
okay.
Right now. 3, 2, 1. What do you got?
Brushing your teeth once a day is enough.
Okay. Did you find the one on your phone earlier and then it popped up? Or you just...
Brushing your teeth once a day is enough. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
No fucking way. Get that shit out of your teeth.
Here's why. I brush my teeth when I wake up in the morning. It's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, and I've never had a cavity.
Do you do like mouthwash? That's
No.
just genetic. Some shit's genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You use mouthwash at night or nothing?
I don't use mouth. I only use mouthwash if the situation really calls for it. But no, I typically don't use mouthwash. I just brush my teeth. I mean, I typically will brush my teeth right before I go to bed, right when I wake up. But for the last, I don't know, I really just do it when I wake up in the morning. I'm fine, usually good. Because I'll just like, I don't have a bedtime routine. You, I think, do.
Yeah.
I just fucking stay up until I fall asleep. I have a morning routine. I'll wake up and then do all my stuff in the morning.
We'll be like, let's go up to bed. And like, I'll be like 5 steps behind him. By the time I walk in the bedroom, he's in bed. And I'm like, you're already in bed?
Sleeping.
Like, I gotta go take my contacts
You said let's go to
out,
bed.
like put on, change my
I
clothes.
don't have a bedtime routine, so that's probably why. But yeah, I've never had a cavity.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe it
I
is.
mean,
That's the key.
I'm obviously not worse to brush your teeth more, but like, I do think that once is sufficient. But I also think that like,
I didn't go to dental school.
you gotta take care of
doctor.
them, you know.
I can't believe you just thought of this.
I don't know why I thought of
What made you
it.
think of that? Maybe you would survive in the dungeon longer. Look at this quick wit you have.
Just gotta put some pressure on me and I'll come up with something.
3, 2, 1, another one.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm just gonna say hell yeah.
I was giving you okay.
I'm just gonna say hell yeah because I agree. I sometimes brush my teeth twice, but
We're
I mostly
talking about
just
this.
do.
What do you say to the dungeon one? Did you give us an answer?
Yeah, did you say hell yeah? You would.
I say hell yeah.
Now you.
Okay.
We talked you into you
You're gonna
surviving longer
out-survive
than
us,
us.
Natalie. Come on,
Yeah.
jeez, that's rude. I think you're
Well,
right.
clearly you're the modest, so that's.
So that's going to do it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters Mad Board Gamer gear. So head on over to the link tree on the Gamecasters Instagram page or the merch channel in our Discord server to find the link to our Bonfire merch store. So, for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody.
We've been talking this whole time. What have you been doing?
We've been talking this whole time. What have you been doing? We've been talking. Say something, Natalie.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Keep
singing.
Yeah, they talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, grooving. We gotta move on. Right.
Yeah.